cannot see draft.
All right. We are getting loaded in here. It's a great Tuesday evening in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. If you're in a different time zone, happy Tuesday or whatever day it is for you. But tonight we have a game between Vancouver Impact Jr. and the Bog Dogs in the Baron Division. It's been a highly anticipated match. We've had a lot of smack talk going down, especially on the side of Flexer here, saying that he's going to diff absolutely everybody in the entire division. How are you doing tonight, Pino, my co-cast?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Uh, I am excited to watch this first game. What is your expected thought process? What do you think is gonna happen here
Yeah, we're
for
seeing
this
a lot
very
of
first game?
we're seeing a lot of bans, right? On, for example, on the side of VIP, we know that Goombi loves to make this Urgot work. Jinstro loves to play the Viego, so lots of bans here that come out. Comfort picks being taken away on both sides. This Volley Bear is a bit of a comfort pick. The Victor for sure. Flexer loves that champion, so makes sense that it's taken away there. I think, in terms of the actual game, I'm expecting a best of three. I'm expecting a banger of a series and some really high quality gameplay as we
N-
get to watch these games.
I agree. I agree. And in your draft thought process, what do you think is the best overall champion so far in the league that is a must pick for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of the mage bots, especially more in the upper division. So I think I have to say maybe one of the AP carries, maybe one that can get flexed. If I had to put my money on one champion, I would say the Mel. Now it is been banned. It has been banned on the side of Bog Dogs here, so not going to be playing into or with the Mel. But I do expect that Mel will have some high priority, even if none of our mid laners or AD carries particularly play it all that much throughout the start of this year in solo queue or in the last split.
Yeah, no, I mean Mel is such a great overall champion. Uh there's so much potential there. I mean, I really wonder if also Locke is going to get played in this series because Locke is such an enigma in a lot of these games. He's
Yeah,
also
Locke
not
is
really being nerfed at all.
Yeah, I think he got touched a little bit of reworks, but definitely nothing to really move the needle. I think in Riot was saying in their sort of posts, their pre-posts, their preview for 26.15 update that they are really happy with where Locke released. So I don't think we're seeing any changes to him. Tomorrow is when that patch drops. So before that's happening, we're getting a lot of reworks in that one. A bunch that's a Bel'Veth rework, but if we do see it this game or one of the next games, just note it is not including that Bel'Veth rework. But yeah, Locke, I feel like he can be 0-6 or 6-0 and still one shot you if he hits all three nails. But at the same time, if he doesn't hit all three of those nails, I think he can struggle to pick up that one shot in some of these situations. So I'm interested to see if we get that Locke pick. I mean, both of our mid laners. Traditionally, these champions would not go mid lane. We've seen a lot of crazy things, but that lock pick is still available for either team if they wish to go.
Now, on the side of Bog Dogs, what do you think of their lineup so far with Karmazeri and Wukong?
Yeah, I think the Karma, the first pick, trying to take away some of those scary picks like Ezreal Karma, Caitlyn Karma. It's a good denial pick there from them. Not as sure about the synergy between like the Zeri and the Wukong with the Karma. I think maybe some more frontline could be needed to getting picked up here in the top lane, which would not be surprised. We know Goombi does like to play this Scion, so I suspect we'll see him on that if he can find an angle for it in the draft.
I mean, that's understandable. And that Ezreal Nautilus is something that they're going to have to worry about because they do have that front line. They also got the J4 Engage, which is going to be very useful on the side of VIP. And Bogdag is going to have to take into consideration the matchup with Wukong versus J4 because, in my opinion, that is a very skilled matchup, and it always depends on who has the better team in the jungle for that matchup.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna lock in the Talia here on the side of Vancouver Impact. We know that's a champion that Flexer here plays quite a bit. One of his comfort picks next to the Victor, which was obviously banned out here by the Bog Dogs in round one, but Talia going to make its way through the draft. So not surprised at all that that's going to get picked up. And we'll see here what the response is going to be from Wholegrain Man. I think this is where we might be able to see the lock. It's going to be hovered, potentially locked in, is going to be locked in. So what do you think about that matchup? Do you think it's playable for the lock, or is the Talia going to do too much on the roams?
I really do think that it's going to be playable for the lock due to the fact that Talia has to position herself for her rocks, and Locke really doesn't have those positioning issues like Talia. But the Talia knockback is going to be very useful versus Locke to knock him back. And then for top lane, I'm if they lock in this Orin, it's going to be tank versus tank matchup. I think top side. We'll see right now.
Yeah, I think a tank or perhaps like an Ambessa, maybe a Renekton. I know Tangy plays those a bit, but um tank makes sense as well. I think some frontline. You do have that Nautilus as sort of a tank and that Jarvan as a bruiser, but the Ornn definitely has more sustain than both of them, so not confident to want to give up the frontline advantage there. So the Mordekaiser makes a lot of sense, can take someone away from the fight, and also does give you a bit more of that frontline.
I agree. I mean, I played my Mordekaiser myself for one of my matches, and he is in such a great spot. He is very good to cancel a lot of the enemy plans that they want to do. I mean, overall, great champion to play.
Yeah, it does give them a little bit more of that AP on the side of Bog Dogs here and looks pretty solid. You would think Locke, not enough AP, but the Ornn does a lot of damage himself if he can get those brittle procs off. And the Karma as well can do a fair amount, especially if she's going that Malignance item. Will help out with some of that damage.
So,
But
in your opinion, looking at both teams, seeing how both teams are looking for the very first match, which one do you think has the advantage? Do you think VIP has the advantage or Bog Dogs based on the lineup?
I think if I were to give some awards out here, I think VIP their comp is easier to execute, easier to just play front to back, peel for the Ezreal, the Talia. Um, so I think they have a slight advantage there, and it's going to be up to the Bog Dogs here. I think their comp probably has a higher top end if they can really get every piece of value out of their champions. I think Bog Dogs can win, but it's definitely going to be up to them, in my opinion, to sort of get that value out and kind of outplay VIP and really reach that top end of their capability.
Well, I'm looking at it, and I'm over here thinking. To be honest, I think what the with the lineup of Bog Dogs, I prefer theirs because it's all an engaged comp. Zeri goes in, we have Wukong going in, we have Locke going in, and we have that Orange trying to go in. Where J4 and Talia, well, Ezreal and Talia want to stay a little bit more back instead of going in with the J4 Nautilus Mordekaiser. So, in my opinion, I want to say I think Bog Dogs has the upper edge, but I've also been proven wrong multiple times. So, we'll see how it goes for these teams.
We'll see. We're going to get loaded in here in a second. I do think your opinions make a lot of sense. I think it's just up to the execution. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but they do have Marzipan, they do have Whole Grain Man, Gooby Jinstro, and Root Hala. Those are some names that we've heard before. There's some names we're going to hear again throughout this season, I'm sure. And we'll see what they can do. It is going to be the defending champions here versus the the newcomers, and we will get to see here as we start game one shortly.
Now, if you're wondering where the op.ggs for each of these teams are, you can go and check out the archives website. The archives website has everything from the rules, from the teams, from about the whole entire team. Uh, and right now, if you look at the team section, you can actually figure out where everybody is at, what stats are from everybody that's been playing. And if you also go into the tournaments, it gives you a little bit more information about the brackets, about who's going to be facing each other, how many people are in the brackets, all of that information. It's very useful, very great. And if you haven't done, pick'ems are closed right now for every single division. But if you're wondering where the op.ggs are, you can go in there and look at both teams and seeing what how each team is and see the stats of each player from there.
Yeah, and one more question before we cut to our break. Complete random chance. What soul are we gonna get?
Ooh, that is a very good question because I'm looking at the champions and I'm seeing a Cloud Drake being very, very useful for both teams in both engage and disengage. I'm also seeing a very good Ocean Soul for both teams for the sustaining or for the sustain. And I'm also seeing a very good Chemtech um, being very, very useful here. So if I had to take my guess out of all the souls, I would probably say possibly Windrake. What about you?
I think it's gonna be a Cloud Soul personally, but we're gonna cut to break. We'll be right back after the spectator delay finishes. That should be about 3 or 4 minutes. Do not go anywhere. All right, and we are getting loaded onto the Rift here. Game 1, Vancouver Impact Junior versus the Bog Dogs. Let's go over the players here. On the blue side, in the top lane, we have Goombi. On the Ornn, in the jungle, it's going to be Jinstro's Wukong. In the mid lane, it's going to be Whole Grain Man on the Lock. And then finally in our bot lane, we've got Root Hala Zeri standing next to Marzipan's Karma. Why don't you take us through the red side of the map here?
So on the red side, top side, we got Mordekaiser for Tangy, we got J4 for VIP, and we got Talia for it looks like he's on streamer mode, so I can't see his name. So Talia on Talia. And we got Ezreal for Silent and Nautilus for Parme.
Yeah, Ornn here getting a nice grasp trade off. That's a pretty significant health advantage built up already. 50% HP as this Mordekaiser going to have to consume a potion here. But everything should be pretty chill on that top lane. We're not going to go in here for an all-in. We have an Electrocute proc. That's going to be a chunk out of both mid laners now. We have Flexer's Talia here walking up and trying to get some return damage as the block walks out, but both laners going to walk away with 1 health potion left.
Now, what is your thought process on both teams here? What if you're on the side of VIP or Bog Dogs? What are you wanting to do?
Yeah, I think here for VIP, they need to make sure this Ornn doesn't get fed. Ezreal historically not very good into tanks, but we've got to pause. Ezreal will struggle to do too much damage to the tanks, and therefore, I think if this Ornn gets too strong, that'll just be an almost impermeable front line, and it'll just give the Zeri and Karma too much space here in the back line to sort of blow up the side of Vancouver Impact. So I think that's sort of their win condition, is make sure that the front line of Bog Dogs doesn't get too tanky.
No, I completely agree. But on the side of VIP, I'm looking at VIP's side, and I'm like, okay, we got the Mordekaiser to be able to deal with some of those tankier champions. We can get their front line completely out of the game. If Wardy gets Serpent's Fang, it's gonna do huge versus that Karma shield. We got Talia, who should be able to zone out that lock from just being able to run in and jump in. And then we got that Ezreal, who has that poke from a good distance to be able to poke out any and all threat that tries to jump in. So overall, VIP side should be looking for taking out that Ornn out of every single fight, and then starting the fight with the J4 ult. They
Yeah, I
also
think
got
that's
Talia ult, who's also really good at zoning out their team. And if I was Talia, I would be using that ult to wall off half their team on one side of the wall.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. We do have a disconnection here. That's going to be the reason for the pause. It is Wardy's Jarvan unable to connect. We'll see if he can get back, but do you want to cut to a break here, Pino? We'll
Yeah,
see.
let's cut to a
Not sure
quick
how long this
break
will
while
take,
we're
but
waiting.
we'll do that, and we will be back shortly, just as soon as this delay is over. Apologies, but we're restarting our router. Nothing much you can do if you don't have connection. back. We've got that router restarted. Jarvan back onto the Rift. Junglers both finishing up their full clears here on the last camp. And we'll see what happens, what priority can be established over the spot side Scuttle Crab.
Now, if I'm Ezreal, I got the wave push. I want to try and push this in so that way we can rotate first for the scuttle, if need be. And if I am blue side, I'm looking to give up first scuttle and go for that second scuttle at the top side.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're seeing on our mini-map here. We've got Jinstro pathing across to the top lane, immediately walking out of there. Some pings coming through as he's spotted on the mid lane, but Marzipan and Root Hala as well, knowing that they have to play safe because the Jarvan is bot.
Now, them both setting up their resets here is beautiful. Teleport is down for Taliyah, so she won't have it up. And J4 was looking for a play bot side.
Yeah, attempted engage there, but Zeri able to grind and skateboard over the wall. Gonna go back in here, but not gonna do too much. Gonna get some poke down. Rooted up, but everyone's gonna escape completely alive. And speaking of alive, Mordekaiser are barely surviving that engagement with the Ornn and the Wukong.
Yeah, no, that was very close. I thought that Mordekaiser was gonna die with one more Q from Wukong, but it looked like he didn't have it up.
Yeah, Nautilus here, gonna go for a hook, gonna get the root. It's a massive amount of poke damage here down onto the Zeri and onto the Karma. Heal gonna be forced out, but it's used during the Ignite timer from Parmigiana, so less healing value there, and now that's complete priority here established for this Ezreal. The Nautilus just doing a great job pushing the Karma and the Zeri out of lane.
And Locke trying to do some damage and gets knocked back. Now, for this first dragon, if I was whole grain man, I would be looking to reset here so that way we could be at that first dragon timer. It is an ocean drag. It's very useful for early game. What are your thoughts on first ocean drake?
I think, oh my gosh, as Whole Grain Man here going in, gets the 3 nails, gets the auto attack. That's going to be first blood here with the Electrocute proc in the mid lane. As we see Root Hala now trying to go onto Silent Shroud. That's going to be a flash out, trying to escape the Karma Root, not able to do so. As the health bars are here flashing on the side of Vancouver Impact Jr., they're all going to escape with their lives, but now that could be the priority established that the side of Bogdogs was looking for to start up this Drake. Looks like Wukong gonna go to his Krugs instead, but massive solo kill here in the mid lane. Whole Grain Man 1-0 to Flexers 0-1 Taliyah.
I mean, that was beautiful engage from Karma. I know Taliyah was not expecting Locke to be able to run her down, and it was just well played from the side of Bogdogs.
Yeah, we see Jarvan here trying to steal away Wukong's Raptors, is able to get the Smite with that Unleashed Smite. Wukong not yet at that 1,000 true damage mark. Is Whole Grain Man now very threatening. That's going to be another kill for him. E-reset here, dashing onto the Taliyah. Flash forward here comes from Wukong, but Taliyah able to walk away. Marzipan now looking for something, gets that Mantra Q, gets the root. That's going to be another kill for Whole Grain Man. This lock is now 3-0. Where is his Dark Seal?
I know, right? I mean, that was beautifully executed from Whole Grain Man. His rotation was beautiful. He did get his camp stolen from that J4, but he got 2 kills on Whole Grain Man, which was beautiful.
Yeah, that's an incredible amount of gold lead here. He's already got a 250 gold shutdown, and we're before minute 7, before these supports have even hit level 6, so no ults available for them to try to lock him down. But that will be coming up shortly, as we did see Nautilus going for a play, and will be going for another one. Hook gonna go wide here onto Root Hala. Root gonna hit. Ezreal W gonna hit. This is a lot of damage coming through. Marzipan able to root up the Nautilus, but is gonna fall in response, trying to save his Ezreal. Or his Zeri.
I mean, he ended up saving Zeri and Ezreal's ult. True Shot Barrage ended up missing the Zeri. So overall, great play from the side of Bog Dogs, but just stepped up a little bit too far.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got 8 minutes on the clock coming up. That means that the Void Grubs are going to be spawning here in just about 5 seconds. So we'll see. It looks like the pings are coming through from Wukong. He wants to take them. He does. Going to be on full vision. Does not know about it. So we'll see if a response here. Nautilus going to be walking up into the top lane potentially. But we'll see if Wukong can get these grubs uncontested.
Well, and if I'm over here on the side of VIP, I want to trade those grubs for Dragon here. I mean, you know they're on it right now. You know they're not going to possibly be able to rotate to this Dragon. And it looks like Marzipan is just really keeping his eye on that J4.
Could be in trouble here. Gonna get Nautilus hooked in the face. Gonna get Nautilus ulted. And this Ezreal now gonna try to walk up and do damage. But just not enough. Gonna be eating over the wall now. Root Hala trying to get some damage back onto him. But it's an incredibly good trade for the side of this. Ezreal has that Sheen online. So that means he's basically full build.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's basically full build. Always has mana for everything.
Yeah, we have gotten a bit of a lull in the game. As I say that, Whole Grain Man going to be dashing on top of this Taliyah, going to be using the ult, forces away the Taliyah flash, and that's an incredibly good trade, one that Whole Grain Man will definitely take, just using the ult to get that 5-minute flash cooldown out from the Taliyah, and she's going to have to play safe for the next 5 minutes, as there's going to be ganks from Jinstro, Whole Grain Man flashing in, dashing in, and looking for a punish on this Summoner spell-less Taliyah.
No, I agree, but Locke, I don't know what he's doing, if he's setting up a reset, if he's going up for a rotation. I mean, they're both good options. Mordekaiser does not have ult here.
Yeah, it's going to be an ult here from Goombi, rings the Ornhorn, and now the Mordekaiser also doesn't have flash. Locke trying to go in, get some damage done, gets the 3 nails, but Mordekaiser tanky enough to survive the burst, as Whole Grain Man going to have to take a base, as the Drake is taken away by Wardy on the bottom side of the river.
Now, they know that J4 is on this Dragon, and this Wukong's looking to possibly gank this bot lane here very, very shortly.
Yeah, he also has the Sheen online, and that's basically Wukong's full build. He likes Triforce a little bit more, but we'll see if he can do anything with that item spike, but Nautilus getting some incredibly deep vision here. It's like they have a map hack in this bot lane. No matter where Wukong shows up, he will be seen trying to gank bot. So we'll see what this Ezreal and what this Nautilus can do with that vision and try to push Root Hala and Marzipan out of lane and extend this gold lead. It's 20 CS right now, but it could balloon into 30, 40 CS very quickly if they can get some plates down and keep them pressed under tower.
Well, and here's the thing that I like about what Bog Dogs is doing. Yes, they might be behind a little bit bot side, but they're not giving anything really away by being pushed under turret, right? Yeah, they're losing a little bit of CS and losing a little bit of pressure on the bot side of the map, but overall, I think it's great that they're still respecting what the enemy team can do.
Yeah, we see Locke in the bot lane. Tribrush here is going to have been spotted out walking down and making this rotation. Marzipan now going in. Whole Grain Man dashing in. Nautilus not very tanky at this stage of the game. And that's going to be another kill for this Locke. Now 4 kills and 0 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, the Nautilus and Ezreal knew that he was there, and they just were just shy of being too far up.
Yeah, and that's just an unacceptable mistake, I would say. They knew that he was there. I mean, I guess he could have channeled a recall, but Marzipan able to force the engagement, able to get something happening for this Locke and making this roam not completely useless, as now he's walking to the top lane. Ornn gonna go in with the E, gets the knockup, gets the brittle proc, and now he's gonna call in the horn. Gonna get canceled by the grasp here from the Mordekaiser as he pulls him into the death round, but Whole Grain Man waiting here, going to hit 1, 2, 3 nails, gonna be the auto attack, and that's a kill over to his Ornn.
I mean, this lock is just all over the map now. Yeah, he may be losing a little bit of CS, but he's punishing every single champion and causing mayhem across the map.
Yeah, and this lock is really powerful. We've got the Drake coming in 2.5 minutes, and just as that Drake's about to spawn, I would love if we could tune in to the calls here of Bogdogs. In about 2 minutes, we'll do this, just to see how they're planning to prep that Drake and play around this lock that has 4 kills, up an entire item on pretty much the rest of the game.
I agree. I mean, if I'm over here on the side of VIP, I'm gonna be very very careful on what sort of vision we can have, what sort of antics he can do, and if I am VIP, I'm gonna try and get him killed before we do any sort of play on this next objective.
Yeah, and we see here that Jarvan now going to be looking for something onto the lock. We'll see if anything comes of it. Wukong here going to be able to answer as the gank fails. Taliyah unable to do anything. And for all the smack that he was talking before this series had started, how much he's going to roll over the entire division, it has been the Taliyah that's been getting rolled over. Flexer here not really flexing much, except for the 2 deaths and 2 solo kills. We'll see as Root Hala now coming in, going to be able to get depth charged here off by the Nautilus. Wukong flash E, ults forward, gets the kill onto the Nautilus, and now the Ezreal forced to flash out. Cyclone gets the second knockup, and is he going to have enough damage? It's going to be a double kill here over for Jinstro, 1 minute before the Drake spawns.
Yeah, no, Jinstro gank right there was beautiful. This is also a minute before Dragon spawns in, so that's perfect opportunity for bot side to get a reset, get vision, and be ready for another pick for this Dragon.
Yeah, Taliyah going to be ulting bot here, looking onto the Zeri, thinking she's alone, but Root Hala does have some support, not going to be here in time. Taliyah gets a solo kill onto the Zeri as 30 seconds. Knock up here, flag drag from Wardy, going to hit onto Marzipan, and now the flick from the Taliyah getting the stun as well, and that's 2 deaths, a double kill over to Taliyah just 30 seconds before the Drake spawns.
Well, and from the looks of it, they're just doing a lane swap for both bot and mid. So they're having Locke rotate bot side, they're having Ezreal not go mid, and I think that's the reason why Taliyah ended up going bot lane and picking off that Zeri.
Yeah, and with 5 seconds left before this Drake spawns, I would love to tune into the Bogdogs voice comms here and see what they're going to do as this dragon spawns onto the rift.
Through river.
Looking here, looking here.
I'm going your way.
I think they're out, but oh, looking.
Yeah.
No flash on Ezreal. No flash Ezreal. No flash Ezreal.
I think your ulti gives. No, it doesn't. Mord's in the middle of us. He's ulti. He ulti.
Careful.
You get him after ulti. Get him after ulti.
Yes, no flash. No flash on Mord. No flash on Mord.
Oh my god, that J4 is fucking fed as hell. That is some crazy damage.
Mordekaiser's coming, so I think we just run it. Oh, he still has ulti? Holy fuck.
Oh, and she has flash, okay. Yeah, that was like the worst location we could have fought in. I should have just yelled to you guys to back off.
Right, and that was a tough team fight there. The Mordekaiser doing his job properly, able to walk away the lock, put him in the death realm, and able to let the rest of the team have enough space. This Taliyah now 5 kills and 2 deaths. The Mordekaiser played really well, locked down the most impactful member here, Whole Grain Man, unable to do anything, giving the Mordekaiser a ton of stats after the kill in the death realm. And really good turnaround here on the side of Vancouver Impact, evening out the gold lead and neutralizing the lead that Bogdogs had.
I mean, I agree. And here is the other thing, right? So we have a gold lead in the mid lane. Locke is ahead, but Ezreal has the gold lead as AD carry, and we have Mordekaiser with the gold lead top lane.
Yeah, we see here the Wukong trying to start up the Herald, nothing doing, though. Going to be forced off here by the side of Vancouver Impact, but unable to sort of do that as well. This Herald taking a long time on 6k. There could be some space for counterplay in the bot lane. We'll see if this lock can do anything. Red team finally securing the Herald. Whole Grain Man looking to do something on this Taliyah, but this lane has been evened out given the kills that have gone over to the Taliyah. Herald going to be spawning in the mid lane, sorry, and looking for that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, no, and that's perfect for the first tier 1 turret too. Oh, I was gonna say they survived.
Ult here coming forward from Whole Grain Man, and oh my gosh, the Ezreal just explodes, soul locked away into the ultimate here from the lock, but Taliyah able to get the blue turret in response. That bot lane tier 1, as now Bogdogs here staring down the mid tier 1 or looking for a trade onto the Mordekaiser, but should not do too much there, as Rylai is going to do a good job slowing down the Ornn. As we take a look at the gold lead, it looks relatively even, maybe 100 or 200 gold towards one or the other side in each lane, but not too much of a difference there. Gold lead relatively even, 300 across the entire team.
Now, I will say this because I do see it happening this game in particular. On the side of VIP, you have a lot better vision control than on the side of Bogdogs, and I think that's going to really greatly impact how this game continues moving forward. If this Karma's not resetting enough and getting wards down, it is going to impact the control that they're going to have overall in this game.
Yeah, we'll see. I think this next Drake in 2 minutes is going to tell us a lot about the rest of the game. Can this Mordekaiser do the same thing to the Lock and sort of trap him away from the rest of his team? Lock not going to be able to do too much into this Mordekaiser, even if he is up an entire item. But we will see, as we see a bit of a skirmish here, 4 members in the mid lane. Possibly something happening as these top laners just kind of smacking each other. No real progress being made towards either side. 3 plates left on each top tower and relatively even in CS as well.
I agree. I mean,
Taliyah could have walked too far here. Cyclone going to come out from the Wukong. That's going to be a knockup. That's going to be a shutdown to the Zerias. Now the Cyclone number 2 comes through from Jinstro, and Bordy now might have stepped up too far. Ornhorn coming through, and this could be a full team wipe here. That's going to be a double kill over to the Lock as Tangy teleports in, but might just be teleporting to his doom in the Death Realm with Goombi. But the entire team here of Bogdogs is swarming his soul. Going to come back into the mortal realm, but not for too long as Whole Grain Man executes him and sends him to the fountain.
Oh man, that was a great play on the side of Bogdogs. They had their team and they picked off that Taliyah first into that J4 right before that Mordekaiser was able to do anything.
Yeah, Whole Grain Man dashing onto the Ezreal. Now he's stepped up too far. That's going to be unstoppable here. 11-1-1 for this Lock. Whole Grain Man looking more and more scary with each kill he picks up. And the real question is going to be, can this Mordekaiser now do anything about it?
Yeah, no, that's the question of the day. And Drag is up. We do have what's the dragon? I'm trying to think.
I think
It's
Chemtech? Should be, yeah, with all those plants spawning on the map. We've got those upgraded honey fruit, the upgraded blast cones. But Drake here going to be the 3rd Drake. Could be soul point here over to Vancouver Impact if they can secure it. Or just the first Chemtech Drake here on the side of Bogdogs.
For this one, let's do Vancouver for voice chat. I want to hear them.
Yeah, we'll get loaded in there in just a second. But we'll see an engage here first.
I'm ulting him. I'm on lock. On lock.
Wait, oh my god, I was gonna flash on him. Wait, can you look right here, Ezreal, look here.
I'm looking.
Right here, Karma's in here. I trapped her, kill her.
She's dead. Alright,
Nice.
huge.
Nice well played.
Oh.
And that is another well-executed team fight here from Vancouver Impact. Mordekaiser again preventing this Lock from doing anything. He just dropped so low at the start of the fight, and that's now going to be soul point here over to the side of Vancouver Impact.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was beautifully done on the side of VIP. And if anything, I was expecting them to pull back a little bit more before that fight, or look for a pick. But on the side of Bog Dogs, they didn't look for that pick before the fight.
Yeah, and that's really where their comp is struggling. If this lot can get on top of 1 or 2 members, turn the fight into a 3v5, a 2v5, even a 4v5, it's just so good for the side of Bog Dogs. But when that doesn't happen, when you don't get that opening pick, it's seeming like this Mordekaiser has the tools in his arsenal, in his inventory, in his kit to sort of lock down the side of Wholegrain Man and just give his Ezreal and his Talia, crucially, enough space to breathe and poke out the rest of the side of Bog Dogs.
Now, in your opinion, if you're Bog Dogs, what are you thinking about doing here? Are you thinking about grouping, or are you thinking about going for picks? Like, well,
I
what
think
is
just
the
like
play?
this, Wholegrain Man going to be dashing forward onto the Nautilus off of the stun, or the slow of the Zeri, picking up a kill, and now it's 4v5. Mordekaiser knocking at the bot lane, but this could be an angle for the Baron if they feel like it. Looks like they're not going to, but that's exactly how they need to play, I think. If they're taking these 5v5s, we've seen 2 times now, that's going to be a Talia Flash Force top. These 5v5s, it hasn't been going well for the Bog Dogs, but these picks, 1 member oversteps, you take that kill, and it's looking good all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, and that's where I was going with it. Do you look for a pick and then try and look for a fight, or do you try and fight and then look for the pick within the fight?
Yeah, I think you probably need the pick before the 5v5 comes out. This is going to be a Seeker's Arm Guard here from the Talia Cyclone. As soon as she gets out of that, Zhonya's the invulnerable state, but not enough damage here coming through. Ornhorn going to be called. That's going to be a shutdown for the Zeri. And now can she do anything about the Nautilus? Going to be locked up, going to be knocked up. And now the Ezreal's here. That's a lot of damage coming through as well. And it's been a 1-for-1, but definitely favored on the side here of Vancouver Impact. This Rock very low, the Wukong very low, and it's realistically just the Ornn with a health bar left, and now they could be getting dove under this top tier 1 tower. Looks like they're going to go for it. The Nautilus hooking in, tanking the tower, going to be left on just 1 health, but the rest of Bog Dogs able to escape as Ornn now trying to make a play under this tier 1 tower. He's going to lose it here momentarily, and it's up to the rest of the team to see if they can do anything. Going to be flashing away from the Jarvan Flag and Drag. Going to be dashing away with the Searing Charge, going to this massive Blast Cone here, but does he have enough space? Can he make enough room to get out? That's going to be a good W and a good E buffer, but now locked into the Death Realm as Wholegrain Man going to be looking for something, potentially another pick perhaps onto the Jarvan, but Mordekaiser going to come out of the Death Realm here, has a lot of overshielding as everyone walks away, just a 1-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful on both sides. I like that they committed and stayed pushing. On the side of VIP, that Nautilus ended up tanking enough tower shots in order for that dive to happen, and they even zoned off that Ornn. Ornn perfectly executed the escape there and was able to survive even, which was huge for the side of Bog Dogs.
Yeah, and I think this is where they're going to have to start answering some questions. The Soul point here from Vancouver Impact Online. Their Soul coming in just 1 minute. It's going to be a Chemtech Soul. We'll see if the side of Bog Dogs wants to take it, if they can find that pick, if they can find the team fight that ensues afterwards. Wholegrain Man able to take down this top tier 1 tower. Finally, Mordekaiser going to be showing himself in the top side, but lock on 3 items now might have enough damage to get through this Mordekaiser if he gets locked into the Delph Realm.
I agree. Now, if I'm on the side of Bog Dogs, I'm looking to try and push out that top turret, push out mid, and then look for a pick. And I think that's what they're doing perfectly right now.
Yeah, Vancouver Impact having to drop some waves here in the top side to their tier 2, but they know that doesn't matter at the moment. The gold lead is insignificant. That the Bog Dogs can generate this Drake spawning in 5 seconds. That's the real question. That's going to be the decider of this massive play, this entire sequence. We see an engage here coming through. Potentially, we're going to lock down. The Mordekaiser are going to be poked out, and that's really, really impactful here for this lock. That execute threshold going to be looking significantly more reachable.
Now, I do want to hear Bog Dogs, their comms, so let's tune over to Bog Dogs fast.
We don't have a lot. Do you have a good flank, man?
Yeah, I have a good flank.
Let me know when you're ready. All right, I want to look.
They're hitting dragon. They're hitting dragon.
Looking here. I hit 2, hit 3.
I'm turning on dragon.
Dragon.
Okay, I got knocked.
Nice! Okay, Mordekaiser. Who's in Mordekaiser realm?
I should be fine.
No flash to
All
Leah.
right,
No flash to
play,
Leah.
play for Mord. Play for Mord. Play for Mord.
Got it.
Nice.
Okay, go Baron. Go Baron. Go Baron. Go Baron.
Big, Baron. Good steal,
Flash.
Jimmy! Let's go!
All right, and really
All
well
right.
played there. This lock seems to have scaled
Yeah, no,
enough. able to
that
do
was
something in the death
perfectly
round.
executed. Hearing the lock position himself perfectly for that play was beautiful. That Wukong smite was beautiful. Them going for Baron here is like it all tumbled down into one big play.
Yeah, and we saw there at the end, one auto from Whole Grain Man onto the Talia after the Zhonya's Hourglass comes through. Just kills her from half health, and that's really when this lock is able to succeed. If these members have been chunked out, like the Mordekaiser was at the start of the fight, only on 50%, not going to be as scary to anyone on the side of Bog Dogs.
I agree, and so here, if I'm VIP, I'm looking. Okay, we got to figure out how to team fight, and we got to figure out how to pick off that lock before we take on this team fight. Because if not, we're gonna be getting picked like that, like what just happened.
Yeah, well played there. Is the gold lead now actually going to expand in favor of the Bog Dogs? They had lost it at one point, but when you have an extra 9 kills, you would hope you have a gold lead, a little bit more than 3,000, which is what it's at the moment. But I guess that's just the value of the kills. 1 nail, 2 nail, 3 nails here onto the Talia. Going to be flicked is this lock, but the E is going to kill her from 60% HP.
He's like, this is the lock that you're scared of. This is the one that you do not want to see in your games. And this is why I think, even though he's not getting quote-unquote nerfed, he is one of the strongest mid laners at the moment.
Yeah, and that's a 17-2 lock. I mean, even if he's on a different champion, maybe he's not getting the assassinations like he is now, but if you're on something like an Aatrox, he just won't die. He's going to ult in, he's going to pick up a kill onto the Jarvan. Now going to be locked up a little bit, but able to use the W, able to use the overhealth and the shielding to sort of escape that situation. Is the siege here coming through? It's a 5v3 at the moment, 5v4 soon, but 2 cannon minions, one going to fall as they start knocking at the door of this tower.
Well, and I like how Locke is in the bot side, applying pressure.
Yeah, Engage here coming through. Going to be an Ornhorn onto the backline. Jarvan's still not here. It's a 5v4. There was a bit of an engagement there, but everyone able to escape unharmed for the most part. It's now Jinstro looking at a lowered health bar, but Clone going to fall, not himself. And the Lock now able to take down the bot tier 3 just because of the fight happening in the mid lane.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was very well executed on the side of Bog Dogs. They ended up sending 4 mid, they ended up sending 1 bot side, so they had a 1-4 split, and they were using the Baron to their advantage, and they still have Baron. Now, here is the question. Are you guys going to keep using the last of the Baron to keep pushing mid, and then try and get that top turret, or what is the next play for your team?
Yeah, I think again we have this Soul coming up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. The Soul threat, if the side of Vancouver Impact can get that, it will reduce a bit of the lethality from this lock. I mean, if you're under 50% HP, I guess you'll take 15% less damage. I'm not sure 15% of 200 is going to do enough reduction, but we will see if it's enough. 1 minute on the clock is complete priority here on the side of Bog Dogs in both the mid and bot lanes.
Now, here is something that I will say that VIP need to also do. They're right now, they were all top side pushing so hard. I know they're trying to get lane prio for this next dragon, but I think their efforts would have been better trying to clear that bot side and applying pressure bot side and mid for this dragon.
Yeah, we'll see the Jarvan's top side. He's just gonna show top. Ping's coming through here as maybe it's just a give angle. The Vancouver Impact Junior team not wanting to fight this lock, maybe going to look for another item, look for some scaling, able to do anything before they have to face this team, and maybe take this fight at the Baron in 2 minutes when they've got some more items completed.
Well, and this is what I'm wondering why J4 does not have Serpent's Fang, because it'd be good versus that orange shield that he has on Hollow Radiance, or that Kanan Rookner. It would be good versus the Karma shield. Like, there's so much potential for shields to be broken if he ended up going Serpents instead of more of a Bruiser build.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got the Drakes here secured by the Bog Dogs. It's going to be Whole Grain Man. Could be caught out. Going to be Depth Charge. Going to be Flag and Drag. Going to go into the Zhonya's as there's 4 members swarming his body. Knocked up. Airborne. Stunned. Shut down. Goes over to the Talia.
Now, we do have Baron coming up in a minute, but Whole Grain will be up here in just a moment. And it looks like Gumby is in just the wrong spot and has to waste Flash.
Yeah, potential engage here. Cyclone flashed away by the Zeri. Gonna look onto the Nautilus. Now nowhere to go. Hooks into the Wukong. Good body block there. As now the Nautilus, the support here of VIP, is missing in. Gonna be in the fountain as this Baron spawns. And the Talia, or in the Ezreal has no flash.
I agree.
Another engagement here coming through. The Mordekaiser all Death Realm puts the Wukong clone, I think? No, it's going to be Marzipan. Sorry, the Karma in the Death Realm is going to get a shutdown here. The Jarvan 4 taking out the Zeri, and it's not looking good here. Goombi and Jinstro going to have to find a way out. Jinstro going to flash. Goombi going to walk up and try to waste as much time as possible, but Whole Grain Man is here. He has full build. What can he do to the Jarvan? He's on half health. Jarvan going to flag and drag away, respecting the lock as the Baron spawns onto the Rift.
Yeah, no, if Whole Grain Man's able to get a pick here, it is going to be detrimental for the side of VIP. But the fact that they're respecting him means that they know they can't just automatically fight him at any percentage below 50.
Yeah, we'll see here. It's going to be the Zeri and Karma walking out of the base before the Talia, so that should afford Bog Dogs some vision control over the Baron. And we'll see what they can do with that as the Baron starts to get forced a little bit.
Now, here's the other thing. If Bog Dogs is able to secure that soul, it is also going to be very huge for the side of Bog Dogs. We also got Mordekaiser split pushing bot side, which I think them getting the in-hit bot is very smart. Now, are they going to be able to contest this Baron is the question of the day.
Yeah, we'll see how they choose to do it, but all the lanes have priority here on the side of Bog Dogs. Supers in bot lane as they're going to look for this tier 2 top tower first. Teleport here coming through from the Mordekaiser. Incredible flick from the Talia. Might be able to save her life. Redemption comes through. Whole Grain Man goes golden. Going to be stuck in a Cataclysm now. Does not have flash available. Going to be shut down by the Ezreal as the Zeri trying to do something. Trying to get some damage out. Going to be on half health from this Mordekaiser in the Death Realm. Going to take a tower shot here. Going to be in the middle of 5 members. Taken out now by Tangy. And that's a 2-for-0 for the side of Vancouver Impact.
Now, Wukong, Orin, and Karma, I don't know if they can contest this. This is not the max health percent damage Baron, but they can try and wait for them to get a little bit lower in health before they fight. Nope, it looks like they're giving it up.
Give angle here. Baron going over to the side of Vancouver Impact as we see a massive amount of gifted subs in the chat. Saltiest around giving out 22 subs. Corey giving away a 1-month tier 1 sub to Shenanigans, and that's a total of 23 subs in the last 1 minute. No more complaining about ads.
Now, let's actually tune in to the side of Bog Dogs. I want to hear what they're talking about now that they lost Baron and see what they're planning to do.
It's good for us though. Looking.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna grab a top wave and then he can join us. So careful here.
Think give me red. Come on.
How much gold are you away from GA?
Me like
Alright,
100
Okay.
I don't know if we can get it because it's soul.
or what? Like it depends. If I sell, then I'm 100.
They're looking.
I'm near mid. I'm coming
I
mid.
need to be on this side of the wall.
I'm dead. Holy.
Yeah, that's flash.
No flash Jarvan.
And it looks.
Let's just push mid
Oh,
at least.
they
Even
used
if
a
we get
lot.
Dragon, we can push mid.
They're contesting mid, bro.
My ult keeps resetting. They keep letting my ult reset. I'm getting a lot of damage on the Ezreal. Okay, my ult's gonna drop now.
Yeah, we keep
They can
going.
take Dragon. We can
I can tank. I can tank. We can at least get tower.
protect this minion.
No,
Oh,
They're
yeah, no,
still
they're
fighting.
coming.
They're still fighting.
Let's go tune in on the side of Vancouver. I want to see what they're thinking for the soul.
Need to like also hit the dragon too.
Yeah.
They're
The
gonna-
wave's gone. The wave's gone. The wave's gone.
Wave's gone.
Yep, wave's gone. Wave's
Okay,
gone.
okay. Just they're gonna go for the next wave immediately.
Okay, you guys
We
do it. I'll try
burn her.
zone.
We can
I'll
burn
zone.
her. We can
Hit
burn
it,
her.
hit it, hit this as fast as we can before they contest. And we have to reset for this tower. Go for tower. Or tier 3.
I'm gonna reset. Be
Reset for
careful,
this.
Nancy. Well resetting.
All right. I think both teams, them securing soul was really good, and them knowing, hey, instead of trying to walk to lane behind them, let's reset and go from base because it's a lot quicker. I think that was the better option there.
Yeah, and it's a really good macro play from both teams. I don't think it's fightable on the side of Bog Dogs, but also Vancouver Impact able to at least keep the inhibitor alive with that recall, as you were talking about, enhanced by the Baron. So that could be the difference as we see a stacked wave in the bot lane now. Talia going to have to go answer it, as the Baron now, the next point of contention, going to be in 3 minutes as we start to see some champions get towards this full build. We have Locke. He's been full build for a while, not getting any stronger except for his scaling ultimate, which could be maxed out at this point, to be honest. Not exactly sure. Is it 10 kills you need to max it out? But full build's coming through here. Zeri is half an item away. Ezreal just over 1 item away, and this Mordekaiser also half an item away from full build. So we're getting into the very late stages here as the clock about to tick over to 40 minutes.
Yeah, so Locke can pick up the artifact to permanently increase its execute threshold by 0.5 and refund 20% of his current cooldown for each champion sealed.
Okay, I thought there was a sort of like a cap on the execute, but if there's not, that could get scary if the game goes to like 2 hours. But we'll see. The Zeri Ezreal gonna be finishing up the Zhonya's Hourglass now, getting a pink. Should be a very explosive team fight as we look towards this Zeri now, as she's going to be the carry on the side of the Bog Dogs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as far as I know and as far as I see, she has the capability to melt through these tanks now. And I like the fact that Locke is applying pressure on the side, but if they decide to just team fight here, then it's going to be hard on the side of Bog Dogs to really counter it, especially if Talia is able to land that wall.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a 4v5 siege in the mid lane as Wholegrain Man's Locke going to be in the top lane, and I kind of like this from him if he can get a roughly equivalent amount of resources towards his team. It's definitely better for the Locke to not be involved in a team fight and instead be involved in sort of one-shotting apparently a tier 3 tower.
I saw that.
Cyclone here going to come over through the Wukong, going to be locking this Talia down into the golden Zhonya's Hourglass, and that's going to be a pick. That's going to be Baron spawning in 1 minute, and Talia going to have to run out of base with her ult to try to get back in time for that.
I mean, she will have teleport for this, but I don't know if that teleport is going to be useful for that, or if it's better to save it for a different play here. So
yeah, we'll see. There is a Drake in 2.5 minutes, but you have to assume it's going to be the wall or the TP to get back to the fight. But maybe it doesn't even come to that if the siege here from Bog Dogs is good. If they can get one more pick, they might be able to force an end. We'll see what they can do. There is no bot wave. There is a top wave halfway through this lane. if they can get to it, but also with the Baron now in just under 30 seconds, we'll see what they can do with the map control.
I mean, I like the fact that Locke went for that inhib bot side. They got 2 pushing inhibs now with supers coming out. We got Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. We got Baron coming up now. So, I mean, the timer for this Baron and the timer for this... Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, Engage coming through here. It's going to be a shutdown. The Lock killing the Mordekaiser immediately. Nautilus now in some trouble. Zeri going to be stunned up by the Taliyah Rocks, trying to dash through those. Has the Guardian Angel online, but one member, just this Mordekaiser, has fallen so far. It's going to be a free Baron now for the side of the Bog Dogs. Very difficult contest if you're on Vancouver Impact.
And you also got those plants, that plant to be able to take the Baron with your team. They are going to have to try and contest it. They don't know where Locke is. Locke can be anywhere. And if Locke is able to get into that back line while they're trying to contest, they will die.
Yeah, we'll see the Lock going to be posturing. No one dares walk up. No one dares challenge. It's going to be the Baron online for the side of Bog Dogs. It's going to be the Elder Drake in 1 minute. So that should be the fight that Vancouver Impact takes. But Baron does provide a lot of combat stats here for the side of Bog Dogs.
I mean, yeah, they're both really, really good. They both have a really good setup, and depending on who gets this Baron will depend on who finishes off this game. I really think. Unless they keep that Orin top side and just have him split push and ignore the Elder.
We will
Nope,
see.
it looks like he's rotating. So it's going to be a 5v5 fight. Winner of this fight should win the game.
Yeah, we're going to zoom out just a little bit. Mordekaiser TP going to come through. Going to have a bunch of overhealth here. Loses half his health immediately. Taliyah Wall coming through. Going to be an engage. Ornhorn going to be called. Locke sprinting to the fight as fast as he can. Double knock up here from the Orn as it's a complete disengagement on the side of Bog Dogs. Whole Grey Man could be in some trouble here. Going to be able to dash out as we see the posturing around this Elder Dragon start. Cyclone here coming through from Wukong, going to be dashed away by Silent Shroud. Second Cyclone coming through, Whole Grain Man, 3 nails onto Taliyah. It's going to be an execution. Hollow now in the Death Realm with the Mordekaiser, going to be forced into the GA. On the front line now, it's going to be the Lock getting killed by the Jarvan. It's been a 1 for 2 for the side of Bog Dogs, and now Goombi standing in the front line, looking unstoppable, looking unkillable. Zeri with the ultimate, going to be looking for some move speed, going to put the Jarvan into his Guardian Angel, going to be resurrecting, but should only find his way to the fountain here as the Zeri chases him down. Flag and Track not able to go over to the wall as 2 waves pushing down into the Nexus. It's 4 members versus 2. Bog Dogs looking to end the game.
Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful fight on the side of Bog Dogs. That Locke ended up positioning himself right behind, drawing so much attention, and they had to respect the Locke.
And in the end, it's going to be a 20-kill game for the Lock, but perhaps, as you were saying, the death, the most impactful part, buying enough space for his Zeri, for his Ornn. And after a bloodbath of a game, 30-19, 46-minute banger first game, the Bog Dogs taking away the victory.
I mean, it overall, the game was overall not one-sided or the other, and they were both neck to neck at multiple points in this game. Either team could have won, and I am so glad that it wasn't just a stomp.
We'll see what we get in Game 2, what adjustments are going to be made. But we're going to go to a short break as our teams get ready for the next draft. I'm sure they're going to need a couple minutes to decompress after that game. All right, and we are getting back into the game. That was an absolute banger game one. We'll see what is going down in game two, but we are doing first selections. We do have first side, or the side selection here. Bogdog staying on the same side. VIP going to be on the red side again as well.
From the looks of it, VIP is going for second pick. So first pick is going to Bogdogs this game.
All right,
Now-
we'll see what they can do with that.
Now for draft, are you thinking they're going to be doing the same bans? They're going to ban the Volibear, Victor, Mel, or do you think they're going to opt for different champions to ban this time around?
Think it'll be pretty similar, but perhaps after that performance from Whole Grain Man, VIP might be a little bit more scared of the mid lane, making sure they ban some of the other comfort champions away from Whole Grain Man. Definitely going to see a Syndra in the first rotation, but we'll see if they choose to ban away anything else.
So far, it's the same exact bans. We got Volibear, we got Viego, which both are incredible bans. Both are really strong right now, especially in comp play. And if I'm looking at banning that Victor, that Mel, great bans overall. If I do say so myself, I hate playing versus both of them, and they're both annoying champions.
Yeah, we
Now-
will see here. It's going to be the Silas ban on the side of Bogdogs, making sure they don't get the Unleashed Mage coming into this second game. But this
Now,
is
they
looking
did,
pretty similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Urgot's same ban. If I'm Bogdogs, what are you thinking for first pick?
I think Seraphine ban locked in. I do know that Flexer loves to play this Victor, and it hasn't been banned. They opted for the Silas and Seraphine bans instead of Victor Mel. So I think either you're picking it away or you've got an answer into it.
And both options are very, very reasonable.
I mean, they're hovering it. I think it's going to get locked in. I don't see another reason why you would have let it through the draft, given how much Flexer plays the champion. Victor mid? Or are we going to see Root Hollaby playing this Victor in the bot lane?
Now that is the good question. Is it going to be an APC Victor? Because I've seen that happen multiple times. Or is it going to be a mid lane Victor? And that's what's nice about Victor right now. He is in the flex position.
Yeah, it makes it even harder to counter out Victor. Such a great lane bully, usually a very stable champion. One of the counters is Locke, which was already picked away by Whole Grain Man himself. But like maybe something like a Xerath, try to outrange it with the Nocturne. But they're going to opt for the Orianna into the Victor. But maybe we're going to go an Assassin mid and then try to kill the Orianna with that and put the Victor bot. But we'll see.
Well, and I like the Nocturne Orianna combo, which it's very easy to pull off, very easy to play. Orianna has a whole bunch of zoning, shielding, and crowd control. So I appreciate, or I like the pick here on the side of VIP. Nocturne is also very strong in the jungle right now. He has a very successful build too, which lowers his ult.
Yeah, we'll see. It is going to be this impactful Orianna Nocturne combo. So we'll see what the Bogdogs can do to sort of play around that, try to avoid the potency of a Orianna ball getting delivered immediately onto the backline by the Nocturne. And it looks like they're going to opt for the Corki, hoping to Valkyrie away from the situation,
Now
trying to avoid it.
that Pantheon, do you think that's a Pantheon jungle or do you think that's a Pantheon support? Because both are very viable, especially in comp play, with Pantheon ult being able to just jump on and onto anybody in that back line And that Senna pick, it could also be picked as ADC Senna, which has been very popular recently.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Pantheon jungle. I wouldn't per se say Marzipan would want to play the Pantheon, but if the draft looks like it needs it, then I'm sure he'll pick it up. But Senna, I would assume, is going to go support. I mean, Silent Shroud might be choosing to play it, but I would suspect, unless the lane is looking pretty bad, it will be a Senna support with the nerfs to the stacking that happened a couple patches ago.
Yeah, I mean, even with the nerfs though, I've noticed a whole bunch of Senna's still play or be Senna's still being played as AD carry. So it is viable, it is playable, and the question now is, what are you thinking top lane is going to look like in this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be possibly something like a Scion this game, maybe a Jax top, maybe a different tank like Cassante, but Bogdog's definitely lacking some amount of frontline here. The Braum ban targeting away Marzipan's most played melee support, which is that Braum. So taking that option away, and maybe it's going to force him to something like the Milio, something like the Nami, and we'll see what he tries to find here on the 4-5 blue side.
Well, here's the other option that I'm looking at, right? If Bogdogs ends up putting Pantheon as support, they have the option to put AP in the jungler, or a tank in the jungle, something like Zac, which is also very good. And if they end up playing a tank in the jungler, they have the option to play something like Olaf, which is great into teams like this. Now, Tom Kench is also a really good pick here. It could be Tom Kench top. It could be Tom Kench support. Like these champions that they're picking are very flexible right now.
Yeah, that Tom Kench gonna be able to devour the Corki, devour the Victor, whoever the target of the Nocturne alt Orianna alt combo is gonna be, keeping them protected, giving them a massive shield as they come out of the Tom Kench's safety, and then hopefully for them looking to take out the rest of the side of VIP, as we see should be a Jax top lane.
Now, it could also be Jack's jungle, Pantheon support, and Tom Kench top, which also makes sense in this team on the side of Bogdogs.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of flexibility here, and I would imagine a lot of it comes down to what this top lane pick is. I mean, it's not great to half the blind, but when you have realistically 3 different picks you could put top, should be pretty playable. It's going to be into the Gnar, and we'll see where our players lock in each champion.
Yeah, I mean, in this sort of scenario, when you got 3 different champions that can be played in 3 different spots, from the looks of it, it looks like it's Jungle Pantheon, Tom Kench support, and Jack's top.
It is going to be that, and I think it's that time to ask the question, Pino, which draft would you prefer?
Ooh, they're both good teams, and I am gonna be 100% honest. I like VIP setup a lot more because of the Nocturne Senna, and it looks like it is an ADC Senna. With the scaling that they have on their side, they just gotta play it out and slowly scale up. Whereas on the side of Bogdogs, you have a lot of early game potential. You have a whole bunch of mid game potential, but there's not really a ton of scaling on the side of Bogdogs this game.
Yeah, we'll see if we get another 46-minute game like last time. VIP going to be massively advantaged, and maybe that's what they're going for with this Senna. Going to have 800, 900 range towards the end of a game that long, but Bogdogs here going to definitely be looking for a more early game fight, more skirmishing, see if they can get something like this Victor ahead, something like the Corki, and snowball through the rest of the game.
Yep, I mean, all bets are off with this. I will say both teams have a very good chance to win this game. And in my opinion, if the game goes on long enough, VIP has the advantage. If Bardogs is able to get those advantages and close out the game early, then they have the advantage.
Yeah, we will see. We're going to jump into a short break here. Going to be about 4 minutes as our players load in, lock in their champions, and we get through our spectator delay. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And before we go on to our break, what dragon do you think it is this time?
Surely won't. I'll say Chemtech again. It'll be Chemtech.
I'm going for Ocean this game. So, well,
All
we'll
right,
see who wins.
See what happens. Maybe the game ends before the second Drake dies. Who knows? Alrighty, and we're loading back in Game 2. Vancouver Impact versus Bog Dogs. 1-0 lead in the series right now for the Bog Dogs. They're looking to close it out on this game with this draft. Why don't we go over our players? You can go over the Bog Dogs, Pino.
Okay, so on the side of Bog Dogs, we got Gumby on Jax. We got Jinstraw on Pantheon. We got Whole Grain Man on Victor. We got Rue on Corky. We got Marzipans on Tom Kench.
And on the red side, red team here, Tangy's Gnar in the top lane, Wardy on the Nocturne jungle, next to the Orianna, played by Flexer in the mid lane, and then in the bot lane you have Silent Shroud on the Senna, and supporting her is this Leona, played by Parmigiana.
So, what do you think is going to happen this game, early game? Do you think that Jinstro is going to be able to get this advantage and gank before Nocturne's able to? Do you think Orianna's going to be able to get first blood versus Whole Grain Man? Like, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, so Nocturne starting his Raptors here, first camp on the Raptors, so that'll close up many of his early gank timers. I mean, it is just going to be a level 4 Nocturne, so not the scariest, but he will be losing time on his camps, risking a Raptor steal if he does not go pretty much immediately from his first crab, whether that be top or bottom, to those Raptors. So we'll see what the outcome of that is. But both junglers here about to finish their full clear. Nocturne trying to do something here, but Tom Kench able to dive in, dive back, but dodged here by Silent Shroud and Parmigiana, and they're able to disengage. Decent trade there. Leona losing about third of her health. Tom Kench only maybe a fifth, but Demolish here. Goombie wanting to get the Demolish proc off. Not going to be able to, as Nocturne looking into the river now. Should clear this jungle just a little bit faster. Be at that crab before the Pantheon.
I mean, both teams are looking good right now. They're both respecting. We got a farm advantage on the side of Corky. Both are doing phenomenal right now on the bot side. In the mid lane, it looks like they're going to be both setting up a reset, coming back mid lane before this dragon respawns. And top side, it's your typical...
Yeah, and Tom Kench diving in here onto the Leona. Valkyrie forward here from Root Hala. Stun coming through from the Pantheon. It's going to be first blood here over to Marzipan's Tom Kench. You'd want it on the Corky, but first blood definitely will be welcomed either way.
I mean, I agree. That was a great engage from Tom Kench. As soon as I was about to speak about what was going to possibly happen, it started happening, so I had to shut up.
Yeah, and Pantheon showing bot there on 24 CS. Nocturne going to be looking at the scoreboard, seeing that, knowing the top scuttle still up, able to secure the double scuttle, able to finish his Krugs here momentarily, and will have Unleashed Smite as this Drake, the first dragon, spawns here in 40 seconds. Will be a guaranteed Drake should they try to flip it.
I mean, Leona getting that deep ward early on, very great already. We already know that that's going to be very helpful early on. Nocturne ended up getting double scuttle, so he clears these two camps. He should be getting level 6.
Yeah, we'll see here. I believe you might need like 1 or 2 lane minions, but we'll see. A kill would also do it, an assist would do it. And it is going to be the Drake spawning onto the Rift now. Goombie going in onto Tangy, looking for the counter strike, looking for the stun. Not going to be able to get it, but Grasp Auto doing so much damage. The Gnar falling to half HP. And now this tower plating could be in jeopardy. Has the built up overgrowth, has the Demolish. Not going to go for it, going to back off.
I mean, Jax is playing this matchup correctly. He is ahead on CS. He's abusing the fact that he can just jump on Gnar, and Gnar is giving him the proper respect this top side. We also are looking at an early Drake on the side of VIP, and are they going to be able to secure it or not? That's the question of the day.
Yeah, we'll see Nocturne looking to start up this Dragon, calling over the Orianna, calling over the Leona. Senna has the Unleashed Smite. There cannot be a contest here from Jinstro. Is 400 damage lower on his Smite. It's going to be secured here, but perhaps the fight afterwards. Drake secured now. Leona flash Eon to Victor, goes wide. Stun goes 3-man Orianna Shockwave, and now it's a little bit of a poke fest, not too much damage coming through. Nocturne shuts the lights off, flash out from the Pantheon, and now the Corki, the Valkyrie comes through, barrier comes through. The Fear onto Marzipan, coming through from Nocturne, but not enough damage onto the Corki. Corki gonna walk out, and Tahm Kench able to Abyssal dive his way to the tier 2 tower. Drake secured, a lot of summoner spells burned, but nobody dies.
I mean, that was great. Played properly from both sides. No one dies. VIP got the Dragon. Great play on both sides.
Yeah, and we do have the Void Grubs here spawning in a minute, but Flash coming through from the Gnar, able to escape the Counter-Strike. Abyssal dive into the mid lane from Marzipan, looking for some form of angle onto the Orianna, but walking away, getting chunked out a little bit for his troubles. Leap Strike not going to do anything, not going to move fast enough to the Gnar, and that's going to be a successful base TP from the Gnar, able to get this Sheen online as we have a raid from Ember Esports. 19 viewers joining us. Thank you very much. I hope the stream was great. Hope you enjoy the rest of this game. We've got Bog Dogs versus Vancouver Impact as we see Leona going in onto the Corki. The root from Senna going to come through. Soul Stolen Stun comes through, and that's going to be a kill for Silent Shroud.
Oh man, that was a great engage on Leona's part.
Yeah, and we'll see Jax here looking for some more counterplay onto this Gnar. Gonna have manufactured a 5 CS lead for himself in this top lane, but Grubs spawning onto the map here in 1 second, and Nocturne looks like he wants to do it on spawn. Gonna be spotted out by this Scuttle Pad, but Pantheon nowhere near enough to contest.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Pantheon's looking for a play bot side. He knows he's not going to be able to contest. Him setting up his proper rotation before making a play on the map is going to be very, very well done.
Gnar stunned up here by the Counter-Strike. Nocturne in the area might be needed. And Paranoia online not going to go through. Goombi backing up, knowing the Nocturne is topside, seeing that notification that the Grubs were taken. But if this Nocturne base channels, there could be an angle. Goombi has flash, Tangy doesn't, and there could be a solo kill top lane shortly if Goombi is feeling up for it.
Now, I like the fact that Marzipan and Rue over here are setting up a freeze, so that way they have to step up to try and get any sort of CS, any sort of anything. And with Pantheon right here, bot side, he has the option to make the play.
Yeah, we'll see. He has the ultimate online. Senna walking up very far, but Nocturne in her back pocket has the Leona here as well. This could be a 3v3 brawl. Gonna go in here. Marzipan rooted up after the Abyssal dive. Lights turned off. Pantheon ult coming through. It's gonna go very far. Devour here coming through from McCorky. Massive shield stunned up under towers. Marzipan, now it's a 4v3. The Orianna has moved here first. The Victor hitting the mid-tier 1, but it's gonna be a double kill from the ult from the Senna, as it's just Marzipan left trying to walk away. 4v3 in the bot lane, going incredibly well for the side of Vancouver Impact.
Now, if I'm Vancouver Impact, having Holgraden get a lead mid lane with getting some tower plays and getting CS, I think was the right play instead of following that Orianna. But it cost you a little bit more than you would have liked.
Yeah, and this is a almost 700 gold lead now for the side of Vancouver Impact. The Senna with 3 kills, 0 deaths, has all of the gold lead on her character in this inventory, and it's going to be incredibly challenging now to shut her down before she takes off with the stacks. The more Senna can get ahead, the more she'll continue to get ahead as Goombie now looking for a play onto Tangy. Gonna get the stun from the Counter-Strike. Gonna get the solo kill in the top lane. And that's going to be a CS lead manufactured here. Going to be a plate lead now as well as he hits this top tier 1.
Yeah, I mean, if Jax versus Gnar ends up losing in the long run. And the fact that they both are running Shin, it looks like they're both going for... it looks like there's going to be another play bot side. We'll see.
Yeah, Paranoia not online. Pantheon ult not online. We'll see if anything happens, but the Drake is on the Rift. Looks like...
So, let's actually listen to the voice comms of Vancouver. I want to see what they're thinking.
I'm losing to Shopkeeper. I have alternate. I'm gonna be there. If you can survive.
Jax could be there.
Oh, big!
potentially.
I have ult in 2. Ult in 2.
I'm on Pantheon. Yeah, on Pantheon.
Nice.
Nice. Well played.
Take it slow. Take it slow. Don't.
Can you still fight it actually? I think it's okay. I think just get out.
Okay, we got the.
We got them off Drake.
Yeah.
They use a lot.
All right, and 1-for-1 trade there in the bot lane. Senna ult picking up the kill onto the Pantheon. Ult not available as the Gnar looking for some form of proxy, but going to be forced out by the Jax. And this lane is just going to start getting more difficult for him. Looks like Vancouver Impact now looking for their second Drake of the game. Has no ultimates online, but the side of Bogdogs doesn't have many either. They have the Pantheon ult, they have the Corki ult, but that's about it. And we'll see what can happen here. Tangy TPing up to the top tier 1. Jax taking that third plate of this turret, and the Counter-Strike comes out. Leap Strike comes down. Ultimate as well. And Gnar forced to walk away. Jax is going to get a proxy. Going to have the ability to get a free reset as the Drake is started up.
I mean, they're both playing really, really great. This is also already neck to neck. There is a gold lead on the side of VIP, but it's not as huge as you would think. The only thing that they have going for them also is that they do have 2 Drake advantage.
Senna, though, looking to be very scary. Is only on 77 CS, but has 4 kills, has a solid number of souls, and it's starting to look like it's going to be Gnar versus Jax. But as the bounties fall away, both teams are going to know that the game is close. Team Gold is similar, and it's going to be up to this team fight execution, potentially around the Herald that spawns in just over a minute.
Yeah, no, here's the next thing, too, about both of these teams. Right now, if you're taking into account, we have Bogdogs who have a very good win condition now, which, from the looks of it, it's that Jax.
And conversely, on the other side, Vancouver Impact has this very clear win condition of the Senna, and Marzipan knows it. Going to look for the Abyssal Dive onto her. Going to be dodged out here. Jinstro on Vision, spotted by the wave. Is Goombie going in, going to be able to clear up this wave, push it in. Corki's getting extremely poked out here. The Senna with this static Shiv online does so much damage.
Yeah, I was thinking that there was going to be a pause because Jinstro was going to go in, but he was just standing there. And it's
Looks
just
like
a
we're gonna
very
have
short
an immediate
pause.
resume. No. Maybe, we'll see. Last time this happened, it was a router, but different player this time. Stuck on 0 seconds is interesting, though. We'll see if we can resolve it, but we've got Herald spawning in momentarily. Yeah, we see the unpause, we see the ready check. There we go. Maybe some stream spectator delay situation, but looks to be all good now. As we see the Victor has that kill in the mid lane. Goombi going in. Counter-Strike forces out the leap from Gnar. So we sort of see a lull in the game. Herald spawning onto the map.
Yep. And it looks like they're still playing for the spot side again.
Not a short freeze courtesy of the pause, but Root Hala doing a good job there to avoid the Dawning Shadow from Senna. And going to need to take a reset. Goombi taking another chunk out of this Gnar's health bar. Gonna lose some health of his own on the way out. And now has no counter-strike. Gnar looking to do some more damage to him. Looking to take out this Jax from the lane. Forcing that recall as we see here. But Orianna TPing back. Jax also going to be TPing back surely as we cross over to the 16-minute mark.
Yeah, and that Pantheon, I think, spent a little bit too much time bot side trying to get a gank when there was a ward on him.
Yeah, and the Nocturne 40 CS up has the completed Stride Breaker. Gonna be looking for this Herald. Surely looks like it. Goombi knows about it. He's gonna be looking for a contest, looking for something. Marzipan looking onto Wardy here. Pantheon ult comes over top. Nocturne shuts the lights off. Incredible Orianna ult peeling off the Nocturne, but now might have stepped up too far. Flexer gonna fall for the Nocturne's life.
Yeah, no, I think that Jinstro ended up ulting there, cutting his escape off, was beautiful. That Orianna ult was wonderful, but she ended up giving her life for Wardy.
Yeah, and that's going to be the Herald surely over to the side of this Pantheon. The Nocturne on under half health. The Orianna in the fountain, in the base, respawning. Corki could be caught out here by the Leona. Going to be hit by the E. Going to be almost rooted up. Forced to flash out. Valkyrie surely not available, but we'll see the Senna looking very scary. Starting to close up the CS lead that the Corki and Tahm Kench had built, but the 4 kills doing more than enough to compensate as Goombi now looking to try to shut them down.
Yeah, and I like that they're rotating everybody around. They ended up rotating Victor top, Jax's bot side. Jax is staying with the top.
And it could be in trouble here. Counter-Strike here coming through from Jax. Rooted up by the Leona. Might be enough to save her. Should be. Jax still with the flash available. Is now Flagger on the Orianna coming down. Light's going to be shut off here. Flash forward. Going to be the Counter-Strike. Going to be the kill over to the Jax. Is now the Shockwave from Flexer. Marzipan trying to devour his teammate. Trying to get him out. But going to be forced to flash out. Going to be forced to heal. And now could be paying with his life. Tried to do a little bit too much. And it's a double kill over to this Orianna.
Now, I don't think they're seeing the vision control that this Leona has been having for this bot lane, and it's devastating for them.
Yeah, Victor now in the top lane, gonna get jumped on by Tangy, gonna use the Arcane Storm. Tangy about to turn into Mega Gnar, flashes forward, tries to go for the ultimate, surely, but just doesn't have enough of the health bar, and it's gonna be a solo kill here in the top lane for Wholegrain Man. You thought it was just the lock, but no, it's anyone. It's another kill.
Yeah.
He's 2-0-2 now as the Drake on half health. Senna moving, looking for something as Jinstro should be all but secured. Stunned up by the Solar Flare, rooted by the Zenith Blade. Stunned, but Marzipan able to eat his teammate. Root Hala could be paying for it, though. Going to be stunned. Has no Valkyrie online as the Fear comes through. Chased down here. Parmigiana doing so much work, so much CC. This Corki cannot move. He's going to get an AFK warning, but maybe the Leona now walking up too far. Going to be secured by Goombi. It's a 1-for-1 as the fight continues. Wardy on a blinking health bar. Pantheon out comes over top. That's going to be a flash away from the Senna. Shutdown goes over to the Victor as the Orianna Shockwave able to secure the Pantheon in the back of the fight.
Holy crap! That AFK monologue was so funny. Gonna be marked AFK. Either way, that was well played from both sides. They are on Soul Point VIP, which, like I said, if this game keeps on going longer, it's going to be very, very hard for Bog Dogs to end this game. Now, that Jax, being able to jump onto that backline is very great. He's doing what he needs to do, which is go on in and disrupt their tempo. that Tom Kench on great positioning and great follow up with the Jax, and I think that Leona zoning off
Counter strike from the
Corki.
Jax comes through here. Gnar failing the jump out. Gonna be a potential kill here. Lights shut off. TP comes through. It's a 4v1 now onto this Jax. Has no flash available. Has the ult in 1 second. Gonna be not enough to take out Tangy. Gonna be feared. Gonna be Dawning Shadow. The shield coming through is massive. And Tangy escaping. Lot of resources built top there and almost died even with it.
I mean, Jax is just disgusting at this point, making everybody use everything for him.
Yeah, we'll see Gnar now TPing immediately to the bot side of the lane. Orianna picking up the top tier 1, and the Gnar could be in some trouble here. Tom Kench Victor here, that could be a lethal tower dive, but looks like they don't want to go for it. They know the Baron's up if they show too many people bot, especially with the Jax dead. It could be an immediate Baron call. It could be the start of the end, so they're going to back up, play for mid, play for prio. But Soul in 2.5 minutes. It's an Infernal Soul. It matters so much more than the Chemtech Soul of last game. Not enough for VIP. But Whole Grain Man looking for blood. Gonna get the slow onto Silent Shroud as they drop into their own Shroud. Gonna be rooted up now. Second slow can't hit. Arcane Storm not gonna do too much damage. But Orianna with the Hex Tech Rocket Belt forward. Gonna be matched by the Victor. Everyone's gonna be able to walk away.
Yeah, no, I saw Victor Ghost, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna make a play, and then that Shroud with Swift is just so disgusting.
Yeah, it's a 2-item Senna. Corki finally getting onto his second item here, but it's just a mana immune right now, not even a full mana. He needs another 120 tier stacks for that, but Pantheon as well, somehow ahead of this Nocturne in terms of at least items in his inventory, has the Eclipse, has the Sundered Sky, and might be able to do something despite a 1,300 gold deficit. A lot of gold went into Nocturne's tabbies. There we go. We have the Hex Tech. Oh gosh, that is a Herald of All Time into the wall. Not exactly, I'm sure, what Jinstro was wanting to do there, and that's going to be a bit of a waste of an objective reward.
Now, if I'm Bog Dogs, we gotta start getting vision on the map. Like they're getting out vision by VIP right now.
Yeah, this Herald is going to fall, not able to do any damage whatsoever to a tower. This mid-tier 1 on the side of Bog Dogs is going to be falling shortly. Drake now in 45 seconds, Baron up as well. And we'll see what kind of fight the Bog Dogs can find. It's going to have to be a great one. But I think we should listen in on Vancouver Impact as they plan to take this 4th Drake, take the soul away for the 2nd time this series.
Yeah. Jax is gonna path up. I'm trying to get Mega for the fight, so just be careful.
I'm going for these Raptors real quick.
One more hit.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, somebody TP.
Oh, Pantheon.
I got vision.
Okay, okay.
Walk back, walk
He's
back.
stunned.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
Bit.
I'm on Corki. On Corki.
5 before guys, 5 before. Kind of caught out.
Walk back, Senna.
That was looking like a disastrous team fight towards the start for the side of Bog Dogs. It looked like a massive Senna Shockwave, a massive Paranoia, but in the end it was a 5v4 as we heard in the comms. The Gnar wasn't there, the Gnar not able to help, and that's going to be 3 kills over 4 kills, I believe, actually, the Leona fell to the side of Bog Dogs, and just the Tom Kench falling in response, and it's a Drake that's going to be 5 more minutes of scaling, 5 more minutes before they have to answer the call again of this Infernal Dragon.
Well, and that's the other thing that I've been noticing about VIP. There's always one player a little bit slow to some of these rotations, and that hesitation, or that's not hesitation, but that rotation tempo being a little bit too slow is what's hurting them the most.
Yeah, and we'll see the Baron online now. It's a pretty even game. 500 gold lead at 25 minutes means about nothing. Maybe one dagger, but not going to do too much. The Victor Storm did a lot of work that last fight. He did have to break his arm guard, though, as Corki could be caught out. Valkyrie comes through from the Paranoia, trying to escape, but going to be feared up. Going to not be able to break the tether is the Orianna in the top lane, caught in response. Is Goombi now looking onto Tangy, going to be stunned up by the Gnar, going to use the counter-strike himself, going to be able to get out, as now the mid-tier 2 of the Bog Dogs is under siege. It's under threat. It could be falling.
Yeah, no, proper rotations from everybody. And this is what I was talking about with VIP. That Nocturne is just something that they're going to have to worry about and something that's scary.
Pantheon out here coming through onto the head of Silent Shroud. Going to be flashed, going to be stunned anyways. Marzipan now trying to go in with the Abyssal Dive. Going to get his spells blocked. Now rooted up is Whole Grain Man. Not able to chase down this Nocturne. Not able to chase down the Senna. They have so much move speed from the Shroud. Is now potentially this Gnar walking up too far. Pantheon's looking for something. Corki could be looking here as well. Paranoia not online. We've got 3 minutes until the Drake. We've got the Baron online. It's been online for 6 minutes, and this game feels like it's on the knife's edge.
I mean, it's still anyone's game. There's so much potential per team, and any sort of pick this Nocturne gets is very detrimental for this team.
And I believe we've got a bit of a spectator glitch. It looks like the Nocturne has a spell shield. I can confirm he 100% does not. There's no form of Edge of Night in his inventory, and the W definitely doesn't last that long, but we start seeing some setup for the Drake. 2 minutes until it spawns, and this is what you want to see from the side of Bog Dogs, looking to get some deep vision. They've got that Phaelite Marzipan with the pink ward on that, and we'll see what they can do with it. Mid-wave priority going to be crucial here. Tier 2 has fallen from Bog Dogs. Tier 2 on the side of VIP. Vancouver Impact still online. As we start seeing some item spikes coming through, Jax starting to build towards his Zhonya's.
Oh my gosh. There's so much going on this game. Both teams still have an advantage to win this game. It's not one-sided. And these are the type of games that we love watching. Games where it's never just one-sided.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It looks like a top side setup here on the side of Vancouver Impact, looking for some form of Baron angle, maybe trying to force a TP, trying to force some resources. Pantheon gonna stun Prime Parmigiana here. Gonna go in on the Orianna. It's gonna be a massive counter-strike here from the Jax. Orianna blinking health bar, 1 HP. Jax feared. Jax stunned. Gonna be eaten here by the Tahm Kench. As Orianna in the backline gonna get one shot now by Goombi, finishing the job that he started. Silent Shroud on a half health. As Tangy goes in the front line, buying so much time, buying so much space. But at the end, all is said and done. Orianna falling with no measurable benefit to it. Silent Shroud now could potentially get knocked up. Massive engage, massive Abyssal dive from this Tahm Kench. Now Corki getting the shutdown onto the Senna. Leona trying to peel anything off, but double kill here for Corki, getting a kill onto the Nocturne. Drake spawning in 30 seconds. Baron is online.
Ooh, that was such a good team fight from both sides. They had great engages. I like the fact that Jax went straight for that Senna and kept Nocturne, Senna, and Leona completely out of the fight. Him picking off Orianna was beautiful. We had Gnar, who was holding off the rest of the team, trying to buy the time, but it was just too much damage for himself. What a play from both teams.
Synchronized channeled recall coming through from the side of Bog Dogs. They're walking back out onto the map with this Baron buff. They have to be a little bit careful of getting caught. They're ahead right now, but a little bit of vision has been secured by VIP. If they can clear the vision, if they can equal out the map state and get vision of their own, this should be a very intense Drake fight. And let's listen into Bog Dogs as they plan for it, trying to defend the soul.
Oh, with Nocturne's
Careful
on
for ball combo.
You need like.
Gnar has Mega soon. Gnar has Mega soon.
Play around Gnar. Can we just wait out Gnar Mega maybe?
I don't know if we can. They might start hitting. 8k.
How long on Panthol?
10. We have smite again.
We have pretty
I
good.
can maybe look for a
Play,
flank here.
the slower we play, the better for us.
Yeah.
I think. Well, they're losing mid right now.
Nars,
Mega's
Mega
almost
Nars.
over. Mega's
chill
almost
out,
over.
chill out a little bit.
Can I look for
Yeah,
a flank maybe after Meganar?
Yeah, go, go, go.
Going. Ori. Nocturne, blow him up.
Oh, thank you.
I'm on their flank.
Oh, sorry,
Oh my god.
I thought you were fucking Goombi.
I kill them all here. I kill them all here. If someone tanks, I kill them all.
Oh.
Here. I can't jump yet. I'm tanking.
Walk out.
I can't tank. I'm not tanking. Oh fuck.
He's dead.
The
Oh.
Quadra. Fuck, man, I'm so sorry.
My bad. I could have.
They both played that so great. I like that there's just this running of Jax and Gnar, and
Yeah, Gnar gets one more hit on his passive. It's going to be a kill. Tries to jump forward. Tries to throw the boomerang. Not going to do enough. Infernal Cinder going to get the Jax away. And this team fight feels like it's gone on so long that respawns are coming through. Gnar starting up the dragon. He's going to get his Mega Gnar off of this. Nocturne's here. Paranoia is very soon coming online, and it's just going to be the soul, it looks like, over to the side of Vancouver Impact, and it's going to be an Infernal Soul. It's going to be a better soul than it was last game, unless Wholegrain Man can do anything about it. He has the Arcane Storm. He has the upgrades. It's going to be thrown down. It's not going to be enough. Red team securing the soul as we look towards the Baron in 3 minutes.
man, that was just an intense fight overall. Like, that the tower dive, I don't think needed to happen. And I think that's where they threw that drag fight completely. As soon as they got them completely off the dragon and that Nocturne was dead, I would have instantly been like, pull back, we secure drag here.
Yeah, and I think it was the Corki Root Hala calling that he'd get the kills on everyone if it was tanked, but the tanking, I think the tower was already stacked, so it took a little bit more damage. Goombi taking more damage than he anticipated from the tanking, but we will see what happens. It's going to be a Baron fight. Posturing here. Vision getting obtained. Every flash on the side of Bogdog's available. Almost every flash available from the side of Vancouver Impact. This should be a banger Baron fight, and it could close out the match depending on where the waves are at the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is close. Even though Bogdogs is behind in Dragons, they're still ahead in Gold. And on the side of VIP, even though they're ahead in Drags, they're getting pressured from all different sides. They're not they're just losing too much, and they don't know how to stop the bleeding. Their macro is a little bit all over the place, and they're not applying pressure on all different fronts while trying to get these objectives. And I think if they do not think about it here very soon, it's going to cost them dearly.
Yeah, we'll see here. The Jax has his Seekers still online, has the Zhonya's available very shortly. 3 items on the Pantheon, 3 items as we see potentially Tangy could get caught out. It's going to be a stun, it's going to be a Paranoia here from Wardy. Has to flash out, has to try to run away, has the Guardian Angel online, but that could be an erroneous TP from the Jax. Everyone's standing on top of him now. Orianna tries to do some damage, going to be poked out, but the overshield from the top lane Quest doing so much work. Going to be flash, ult, not going to do enough, has to go golden, has to wait for his team. Stun, massive Orianna shockwave, going to be eaten by Marzipan, and now they have to run. Leona stunned up, Gnar jumping forward here. Corki jumped on, going to be stunned immediately. Tangy taking him out, Baron in 40 seconds, and it's up to the Bogdogs to leave. They have to get out of here. Wholegrain Man going to have to flash. Gnar trying to stun him, not going to do that. That is a lot of flashes blown, and you have to say it's just that erroneous Jax engage that started everything off on a bad foot.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Jax should have just pulled back there, because Baron's still not up. right? You still have the leeway to play that out. And him jumping the gun right then and there was a little bit tedious, but he is up for this Baron play, so they still have an option to play for Baron.
Yeah, we'll see Gnar TP here coming through. Gonna be a massive overshield there for just 10 seconds. Tahm Kench looking for something, trying to poke, trying to prod. Jinstro forced E. Stun comes through from the Jax onto Leona, not doing enough damage. Baron already on 10k. It's gonna be a contest here from the side of Bog Dogs. It looks like Jax rooted up Jinstro, looking for something, looking for anything, looking for a ultimate, but the paranoia comes through. Lights are shut off. Jax can't get into the pit. It's gonna be secured by the Nocturne now. There's nothing left to fight over. It's not a good fight, 4v5 right now, but Corki is coming. Pantheon knows that he's going to ult in on top of everyone. Abyssal Dive here comes through from the Tahm Kench, eats the Pantheon. A Shockwave was already used onto the front line. That's not where you want it to be. Goombi jumping onto the Senna, not going to do enough damage. Wardy doing a ton himself. Falls into the Guardian Angel. Marzipan spacing off. Flaxer spacing off the Gnar as well. But Root Hala not able to do enough damage. All health bars are very low on the side of VIP, but they're chasing down the Corki. They're chasing down the Victor. They got the Baron. They got everything they wanted. They got 3 kills as well, and it's a 3,000 gold lead now.
Great fight overall. They spaced it out properly. They played it out slowly. Like, they are definitely spacing them out better than Bog Dogs is. And I mean, if you're Bog Dogs, do you think there's still a way to come back from this game?
Yeah, I mean, the game's at 36 minutes. The last one ended at 46. We're not going to get to that level of late game this time, but when the game goes this long, 2 fights, 1, and you're going to be able to take the Nexus, the game just becomes so volatile. It comes up to team fight execution. Sure, VIP has a better comp. They have the advantage, but that does not mean that the game is won. It doesn't mean anything until the Nexus explodes, and they are very well aware. They're looking to get this bot tier 2. They're looking to get the mid inhibitor. They're trying to siege. They're trying to push. Tengi goes in. Gnar ult doing nothing, dodged out by the Victor.
I mean, both teams are respecting right now, and I think that's appropriate. I think what's going to end up happening is it's all going to come down to this Elder.
Yeah, we're going to see here 20 seconds. I think we can tune in to the comms of VIP in Junior here. They're going to try to be closing out the game, and they're going to want to do it safely. We'll see what they can do.
Jax is gonna not. I don't think Jax is.
Let's walk in.
We have no. We haven't. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you guys
no
have to be together here.
Watch. We don't force it. Don't go too early.
I'm coming behind. I'm coming behind.
He's feared. Can you kill him?
Yep. Nice.
Take slow. Take it slow. Wait for this ult to run out. Take it slow.
Keep going.
Okay.
I'm strong.
I still have R.
Slow. I'm slowing everybody.
Oh my god.
Go dragon. We're so strong now. This guy's 1 HP. But...
He
Just
flies.
a dragon. We don't have to overextend. It's fine. We're good. We are winning this game.
You
see
hear
there.
that confidence? We're winning this game. It's like they already got it done in the deal. But this Pantheon can still steal, so you have to be careful for that.
Yeah, gonna go for it. Not gonna happen. Is he gonna lose his ult? Gonna lose his flash off of the back of it? Maybe gonna stall enough time for the Jackson Tahm Kench to get back online, but you've got the Elder. It's gonna be incredibly easy to take fights now. It's gonna be difficult for the Bog Dogs to hold. They're gonna have to try. They're gonna push out the waves as far as they can. Elder buff not gonna take that long to fall off. Is the gold lead now 5,000? 2 items perhaps. Senna looking towards her full build. Corki looking towards her full build. And it's eyes on these 80 carries. Which one can get more uptime? Which one can do more damage? And Senna's advantage. She has more range. She has the damage. She has the utility. She has everything she could possibly need. She just needs the front line.
Yeah, I agree. And this is the thing that I was talking about.
Lights go off.
Well,
Pantheon
to
going.
be careful.
Trying to do anything. Gonna go golden here as the Victor. Eaten by the Tahm Kench. But under the threshold of execution of the Elder and gonna be killed despite the Tahm Kench Devour. It looks like Game 3 is coming up. We're just crossing the 40-minute mark now. Pantheon gonna get stunned. Gnar going in. It's a 3v5. The first Nexus Tower's fallen. Goombi trying to do anything. Goes Golden Heroes Flex or Goombi matching, but not enough damage. Nexus falling, Nexus ticking, Wardy hitting it, and that's Game 2 secured for Vancouver Impact.
Game 3, let's go! That was really well played for both sides. And here is the thing. Everybody was thinking Bogdogs was going to win this, so thank you for the points.
Yeah, well played there by both teams, but this time Vancouver Impact drafting a comp that scales too well. Bogdogs not able to close out the game, not able to do anything in the Drake stacking has been solid from the side of Vancouver Impact so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, oh, man, that was such a great game, though, from both sides. Game 1, neck to neck. Game 2, neck to neck. I'm wondering how this Game 3 is going to turn out. But before we go on a break, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I think the Senna was playing quite well, being able to play safe, dodging the engage here from Goombi, dodging it from Jinstro, and despite the one time she got caught in the top lane after around the Baron fight, able to just put out so much damage, put out so much utility, made the game extremely hard for the Bogdogs, and I'm so excited to see what we're going to get in Game 3.
Welcome back.
All right. We are back. We're getting into the Game 3 draft here. 1-1 Vancouver Impact Jr. versus Bog Dogs. They've decided to switch around the sides this game. We'll see if that affects the bands.
All right, so far, looks like it's Viego ban again with Volibear, so we're not going to see it this series.
Yeah, pretty similar bans here. We'll see if the Bog Dogs want to try to mix it up. The Victor pick for the side of Whole Grain Man was a way to pick away the champion from Flexer. So maybe now on the side of Vancouver Impact, they're going to look for something like the Yone, something like the Hui. And we'll see if the Bog Dogs are able to capitalize on that. Maybe someone's going to cook up a way to completely outdraft the other side. But we'll have to see. We're seeing some pretty stock standard bans here. Viego and Urgot. That is the exact same as we saw in games number 1 and 2. And I suspect we'll see the Syndra banned third, but it could change it up. Maybe Flexer wants to play the Syndra.
I mean, they are first pick, so I can possibly see that. I can also see them banning it and forcing them on to something else.
We'll see here. 5 seconds, still nothing hovered. We're not going to run out of time, are we? We're not like... Okay, it's going to be the Maul, so that leaves the Syndra online. It's going to be up to the Bog Dogs to ban it out if they don't want to play into it, but it looks like it's going to be the Seraphine ban again. And you have to assume the Syndra is getting locked in here on the side of Vancouver Impact. I mean, Whole Grain Man plays it, Flexer plays it. It's an incredible champion to take away from both pools. And if you're not picking it, I'm confident the Bog Dogs will want to.
Now, for junglers, there is still Xin Zhao, there's Udyr, there's Vi. What do you think is going to get picked here in the jungle?
We'll see. I think the Lucian might change things a little bit, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like the Vi, maybe something like the Naafiri, the Lee Sin, Xin Zhao still online, so there's lots of options here, but the Syndra's online. And I think it's my guess. I could be wrong, but I think they have to lock it in on the side of Bog Dogs.
I mean, it only makes sense, right? But you got to think, okay, if they're leaving Syndra up, what is their counter? There's Aurora, there's and here is the question now: is that a Shen support? Is that a Shen jungle, or a Shen top?
It could be a lot of things, and maybe that's why they're choosing it this early in the draft. They want that flexibility. We'll see what they go with for pick number 2, and I'm surprised at the lack of apparent Syndra priority. It looks like it's going to be the Smolder, the Bog Dog sale, saying we couldn't end the game early last time. We couldn't end the game early game 1. So we're going to take the Super Scaler. We're going to take the Smolder. And even if you get the Soul, the third time this series, we're going to have an incredibly powerful late game ADC.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Smolder. You now got to take into account, okay, so we don't have scaling on our team. If we are going to take the scaling, where are we going to take it? Are we going to take it top lane? Are we going to take it jungle? Like, what's the plan? And it looks like they're responding with Sylas, which is very, very useful and a very strong pick, especially into Syndra. So, what are your thoughts on the Sylas pick?
Yeah, we'll see what the Sylas can do. Picking it this early will give the Bog Dogs ample time to pick around it, not try to give him incredible ultimate, something like an Alistar, something like, I don't know, an Ashe, but that's in the ADC, so gonna take away some of that pick power, but I think the Sylas is looking at the Shen and gonna be using the Stand United on his teammates, maybe on the Lucian to peel it, maybe on whatever frontline target's gonna be diving with him or delivering him to the front line or the back line here of Bog Dogs as we look at what their third pick is going to be.
Now, I like this bot lane matchup, Lucian Milio versus Janna Smolder. They're both great picks. They're both great enchanters. They're both good 80 carries. One has scaling, one has a lot of early game pressure. So they have a lot for this bot lane. Now the question is that a Shen top lane or is that a Shen jungle? And is that a Sylas mid or is that a Sylas jungle?
Yeah, we will see, and I think that's the question that VIP is trying to answer, and the answer that the Bog Dogs don't need to give right now. They've got at least one more pick that they can keep this flex alive, possibly two, and all the way into the role confirmation phase of the draft, as we see Syndra now going to be banned away, second rotation by VIP, and Bessa banned away again. Tangy does like to play that champion, also likes to play the Renekton. So we'll see what the choice is here for the Bog Dogs, what they want to take away.
Now, if you're jungle and you're not going Shen jungle, what are you wanting to go on the side of Bog Dogs for jungle, right? You know they have a Sylas. So you don't want to give them something that has a really good ultimate that can keep them going or keep them doing what they want on the map. At the same time, you want to prioritize something topside that can tank pretty much everything from Lucian, Sylas, and Milio if you're not putting the Shen in the top side.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be something like a Xin Zhao if they want more disengage. It could be something like a Vi if they want the engage, or a Skarner for the front line, but we'll see what happens. They've already got a lot of disengage with the Janna. They have the Shen, they have the Stand United, and it's up to the pick here. They're going to pick fourth. They've got to blind one champion. It's going to be the Rise, and then they're going to counter pick at the very end. They've got the flex. They've got the counter pick online. We'll see what they do, and we'll see what Vancouver Impact tries to answer this Rise with. The Cassiopeia could be a pick here that's rising in priority into the Rise. It could be maybe something like an Anivia if they're feeling like it. It could be the Hui like we talked about earlier. It could be the Yone if they think they need more physical damage. There's a lot of options here for flexers mid. It's going to be the
And
Hui.
it's Hui. So I like that. That also secures Sylas in the jungle, which means Shen good into Sylas in the jungle. That's the question of the day. And is it worth it to put Shen in the jungle or counterpick their whole entire team with one strong jungle pick, such as Lilia, which also would be great into this enemy team? We got Karthus, who would be really good here. We got Kayn, who would also would be really good. We got we got a lot of different options in the jungle. In the top lane, we got versus Sion. Gwen, who's really good. We got Cho'Gath, who's really good. We got K'Sante, who's really good. We also got Mundo if you want to set up a split push versus split push comp top. So I mean, there's a lot of different options here, and it looks like it's gonna be split push Khaled, who also works really, really well in setting up a lot of these team fights for your team.
Yeah, Kled does have that max health percentage damage that he can dish out. Hopefully for him, able to take out this Sion. And I think seeing the way the two drafts went, should be pretty obvious where everyone is, but our teams are still going to do the role confirmation here. And it's time to ask, Pino, which draft would you rather play? Which draft do you think will be able to take their team to the victory in this series?
Whew. I mean, I like both drafts. I like the Smolder, I like the Sion, I like the Hui, I like the Rise, Shen, Sylas. They're all phenomenal. And I've seen what both teams can do. I've seen them go neck to neck. And it's really going to come down to the question that I always do. Are they going to go into the late game? And if they are, who has the advantage in the late game? Which, of course, in this game, it's Bot Dogs.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think that's the question, is can they sort of circumvent the early game weakness that the Smolder Janna is going to have? Can they get to a time, get to the Smolder 225 break point, get all the way to the Nexus of Vancouver Impact, or will Vancouver Impact get another soul, get the third soul of the game, snowball, and take the Bog Dogs Nexus before they can get online?
Yeah, I mean, both teams are really good here. Silas does have a really good pick of ults with that Janna, with that Rise, and with that Shen and Kled. I think having Smolder ult on Silas isn't going to do too much. But overall, Silas has a great pick and is a great pick into this team.
Yeah, I think I have to give the edge here to Bog Dogs. I think with all the experience they have with the late game comp, with how late these games have been going, I've got to give them the edge in this game. What are you thinking?
I'm also going for Bog Dogs, but VIP can they closed it out at the 40-minute mark. If Smolder doesn't get those stacks by 30 minutes, they're gonna be real hurt real quick.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. We're going to jump to a break. Our teams are going to get into game. I think it'll be about 5 minutes this time. We're like going up. It was 3 minutes, then 4, then 5. But don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, we are loading in to game 3. It is 1-1 Vancouver Impact Jr. on the blue side of the rift. Bog Dogs on the red side of the rift. It is winner takes all the storylines, all of the tension, all of the confidence has got us to this point. Flexer has been talking some mad smack in the Discord leading up to this, but it all comes down to this. Within 50 minutes, I'll say 50 minutes, I'll err on the side of caution, we should have our result.
I mean, both sides are doing really great. It looks like Shen is invading. Let's see what happens there before we start naming off who's on what side.
Yeah, on the red side, we've got on the red side, we've got Goombys clad in the top lane. I have to commentate this. Jinstro trying to go for some form of invade. Gonna have to flash out, flash chased by Wardy. Bot lane moving here. Silent Trad with the priority. It's gonna be first blood over to Vancouver Impact.
Oh, man. Starting off hot already. All right, so for VIP, we got Tangy on Sion top side. We got Wardy on Silas. We got Flexer on Hui. We got Silent Shroud on Lucian. And we got Parmjana on Milio. You want to go for Bog Dogs?
As I was trying to say, Goombi on the Clad in the top lane. We've got Jinstro's Shen in the jungle. Wholegrain Man piloting the Rise in the mid lane. And then your bot lane, you have Root Hollow's Smolder being supported by Marzipan's Janna.
Ooh. Already starting hot. That Shen invade level 1 was interesting. I thought he was going to go for, start on his blue side. They're both going bot side to top. Most volatile lane is going to be top side this game. And I think bot lane is going to be neutralizing itself for the most part.
I think that's definitely the goal here. But first blood given over to the Lucian. It's going to be a 500 gold lead already. Not going to be realized until he is able to take that reset. So game is effectively even right now. Shen getting the crab, getting to that 16 CS, going to be level 4 very shortly. As we see Lucian now walking up with the Milio, knocked up by the Janna Tornado, but Root Hollow taking a lot of damage in return. This Milio Lucian just does so much damage early. They're quite strong lane bullies as they continue to keep trading onto the Janna.
Yeah, no, and so here, both junglers are pathing top. We have Jinstro, who ended up taking the red buff from Silas, even though he did give up first blood to the Lucian. And I'm just interested in seeing what ends up happening here.
Yeah, we'll see. It's been pretty even so far in all of the lanes, except for this jungle, as you were saying. The solo, well, not the solo kill, but the Flash Forest is here. Silent Shroud going in. Smolder doing a lot of damage off of the back of Janna's Tornado. Heal coming through. Lucian dashing in. Heal barrier used. Smolder has way more health than he thought. Flash forward. Q forward gonna take the kill onto the Lucian. And that's what happens. You're not actually 500 gold ahead until you get that base. Flash forward comes through from the Janna Tornado. Not going to do enough. CC, but now Silas walking into the bot lane. Root Holla, Marzipan have no resources to their name. Wardy looking for something, has the E2, does not have the flash. And Smolder going to be able to walk out with his life.
Yeah, I mean, that was phenomenal. That Smolder spaced it properly. That Janna shield and Tornado really messed up Lucian's plan there.
Yeah, and we'll see what can happen on this next sequence. The Smolder has the Sheen online. He is down about 7 CS. The wave state not great when the Silas showed up, so he's going to lose a bit of gold and XP there. But should be able to sort of neutralize that lane more with this kill. And I would give the Smolder the advantage here with the Sheen being better than this Caulfield's Warhammer that the Lucian has.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping track of where Shen should be. Doesn't mean they're actually knowing exactly where he's at. Both Scion and Kled have ult up. We'll see what happens here. We got level 6 for mid lane. We got level 6 coming up for Lucian. He is a little bit ahead in XP, but Shen is bot side, so they're gonna have to be playing this careful.
Yeah, we're going to have a bit of an altercation over this Scuttle Crab. Jinstra wants it. Wardy not going to let him. The way fresh off of a base with the TP, going to be stronger than the Rise. But the Drake has spawned. Grubs in 2 minutes. We'll see if we get a Drake play before then, or if it's going to be some form of trade going on. But Scion trying to freeze this top wave, but in 2026, you need 4 minions now, realistically, to get a freeze, especially into a cannon wave. So it should very slowly push back into Goombie if he doesn't hit the wave too much, but with the Tiamat will be a little bit difficult to do. Whole Grain Man getting chunked out, going to have to go for some form of counterplay onto the Hui. As we see Shen going for an invade in the top side of the jungle, trying to steal away some of Silas's camps, knowing or guessing that he's not on the Drake yet.
Yeah, well, and we got Silas also rotating straight for that blue buff. It looks like they're splitting the map, and even though Shen is inside of Silas's jungle, he's not going to be taking too much in that jungle other than
Way
one
here
camp.
gets the root onto Whole Grain Man, going to be able to use the Spiraling Despair with the QW, forces the flash from the Rise, and now going to be losing minions, going to be losing plates in this mid wave, going to have no priority as Silas knows he can start up the dragon now, given the Rise cannot contest. The Shen topside not going to be able to do anything about it as well, and this is not what you want to see if you're on the side of Bog Dogs, but it might be what you have to expect given the quality of play from Vancouver Impact.
I agree. And Vancouver first drags every single game so far, every single game so far.
They have, and that's just the first step to the soul that they've gotten every single game as well. In fact, I believe in our first 2 games, they got the first 3 Drakes they got up to Soul Point before Bog Dogs were able to do any form of Drake contest, stopping that stacking. But Shen does have the reset, does have his top laner here, gonna be looking for the grubs, and that's significantly better for the side of Bog Dogs. If they can get the grubs into the Scion, it just puts so much more pressure onto him, given how much this Kled can hit the tower, push the waves, especially once he gets his Vampiric Scepter online.
I agree, and if I'm Kled, I would actually go for a Titanic Hydra over a Ravenous Hydra. That healing
we're
is
going to
great.
see an engagement
but
in the top side. Kled with the pull back onto the Scion, not doing too much damage. He's a ton of health as Smolder could be getting dove here. Gets the ultimate, gets the healing. Shen Stand United comes through. Taunt Flash, not going to be able to pick up the kill as we see Kled dismounted in the top lane. Scion ultimate coming through. Silas is now here. Goombie in a massive amount of trouble. Might be able to remount. Does get it, and now he's trying to run. He's trying to flash. Flash comes through from both the Silas and the Shen. Goombie finally going to fall, but Root on the other side of the map picking up the kill onto the Lucian.
Man, 2 things happening on both sides of the map, and they were phenomenal to watch. I am surprised by that Shen ult. That was perfectly timed. Janna and Rise ended up also rotating bot side. So it was a 4v2 versus a 2v2 top side.
Yeah, and that's just a botched dive here on the side of Silent Shroud and Parmigiana. They could have gone for that play, but then I feel like you need to commit more members given the Shen is online. The Stand United is just such a powerful ultimate. It gives so much shielding and it makes dives so hard, especially when you have the taunt, you have the flash, and your own team's trying to make a play in the top side.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, we have Smolder's mom, who's really, really strong, especially when you're trying to dive like that. And with Shen'el, it was just, it's hard to pull off a dive like that.
It is, and it's going to equate to a 1,000 gold lead here on the side of Vancouver Impact. They have the 1 Drake. They can look for the next in 2.5 minutes. But if we take a look at the Smolder in a second, we see the Silas actually ulting in on the mid wave, trying to do something. Parmigiana running in at Mach 3 with the Stolen Clad ultimate. And now Marzipan trying to get Whole Grain Man out of here, trying to do anything. Going to be chased down by 3 members here. Grasping Maw comes through from the Hui, and it's going to be an airborne Ultra Mega Fire Kick. VIP Wardy picking up the kill on to the Rise.
Yeah, I mean, Janna tried everything to save him there, and it's just devastating when you can't. So, if you're Bogdogs here, what are you thinking? Are you still thinking slowly scale into the game? Like,
I think the scaling's definitely still a good bet. The Smolder doing a lot of damage with the Sheen. Lucian gonna dash forward with the Flaming Hearth from the Milio. Gonna get some healing, gonna get some extra range, some extra damage, and now Smolder farming under tower. Can we get a check on how many stacks this guy has?
Smolder stack,
Monster.
75.
75. Very good. Alright, so pretty well on pace. Might go down a little bit, but we do see a kill here coming through from Goombi. That's going to be the ult. It's going to be a second kill over Root Hala, picking up that one. And that's incredibly valuable for the Smolder. Now 3-0-1 is 4 members here, sorry, of Bogdogs in the bot lane, and just Rise and the Silas left in the mid lane, left to their own devices.
Speaking of, if you look at Skled's item, I told you he was probably going to rush Titanic Hydra, and that's the first item he got. Now, it looks like they're trying to do a lane swap here. Ooh, that's Smolder.
Yeah, we see the Rise TP coming through onto the Hui here, and the Marzipan not having very much health. Fleeing now is Whole Grain Man. Flash forward from Flexer. Gonna land the Q onto Marzipan, but now could be in some trouble from this Rise. Gonna land the Spiraling Despair. Gonna land every single spell he could possibly want. Rise forced to flash away. Forced to fall. Forced to find his way to the Fountain gray screen there, and that's not a play that you want to be going wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. And as of right now, Smolder is still scaling. He's got a lot of the kills, or he's got 3 of the 4 kills on his team, and we got 1 kill on Kled, who also has already first item, which counters that Scion.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be the Ravenous Hydra first item for the Kled, but no, it's gonna be the Titanic Hydra. Now Jinstro in some trouble in his own jungle. It's gonna be a 3v2. He's gonna get forced out here. Gonna be able to taunt underneath his tower, as we see a 4v4 skirmish coming in the bot side jungle of the Bogdogs. Both top laners trying to mark each other, make sure no TP can come through, make sure neither can use their semi-global ultimates to affect the team fight. But it looks like the side of Vancouver Impact going to be able to walk out of the jungle, get some camps for their troubles, as we see the second Drake online. But it looks like Vancouver Impact not too interested in stacking Drakes, and maybe it's the Bogdogs here looking for this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Shen going for his camp there instead of going straight for Dragon, I think is interesting. It looks like they're also making a play on Rise, so we'll see if he's able to get out.
Yeah, Stand United used from the Shen here. Going to be taunt flashing onto the front line here. The Silas. Flexer able to kill the Rise in the meantime with the Spiraling Despair. Drake got dropped for this play. CC Immune. Silas running in with the train. Gonna get the channel. Gonna airborne multiple people. Multiple stuns. Taunted. Cannot do anything. Tangy now walking down. Root Hala under the tower. The Scion does not take damage. He's gonna flash Q forwards. Wardy now here with the Rise ultimate, I believe, as Flexer picks up another kill onto the Smolder.
Yeah, no, that Stand United on Silas was huge too.
Yeah, and when the dust all settles, it's going to be multiple kills over towards the side of Vancouver Impact and the Drake. So that's going to be the second Drake. We're going to be able to see what the soul is going to be here momentarily. Infernal Drake taken away. We'll have to see how the Rift transforms, how it changes. It's going to be the Chem Plants blooming for the second time this series. Goombi looking onto Flexer, trying to get back on his bike, trying to do anything, but now the Scion is here. Goombi needs to get back on his mount. He is able to do so. Is Tangy now trying to walk down the side of Bogdogs, but they're able to walk away.
Now we do have Rip on the field right now. We'll see if any of the teams end up fighting for it early on or if they're going to be giving it up.
We will see. We see some complaints about the Chemtech Soul. It's definitely not what you want to see if you're on the side of Vancouver Impact. It's not the Soul that's going to be able to decisively give you a lead if you do get to that early Soul. I mean, it's still a Dragon Soul. It's going to do something, but there's probably other Souls you'd prefer.
I agree. Well, here is the thing. So, who are the major threats on VIP and who are the major threats on the side of Bog Dogs, right? You got to take that into consideration. And right now, the biggest threat to Bog Dogs is that way.
Yeah, 4 kills going to be on his second item soon as Goombi trying to do anything here to the Scion of Tangy. Going to be able to get spells hit, but the Scion's health bar isn't really moving. He has so much armor. He has the anti-heal. He has the plated steel caps and able to just farm waves on repeat in this Clad's face.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so what's going to either happen here is he's going to have to build Serpent's Fang to cancel out that shield. He's going to have to go Black Cleaver so that he can shred the armor. Or he's going to have to do one or the other.
Yeah, and Silent Shroud coming in on the top lane. The Kled going to have to ult out of the situation. I mean, the Scion not going to be able to kill the Kled very easily, especially when he's running out of mana. But the Lucian for sure can. I mean, the Lucian 2 items here. Smolder feels like he hasn't based in about 3 or 6 minutes, maybe. Because this Lucian's an entire item ahead of the Smolder as the Herald goes over to the side of Vancouver Impact.
Now, the thing that we got to take into account right now is Smolder's still not online. And if we check on his stacks, he's at 134. So, checking Kled stacks, if he's able to get the next 100 within the next, I'd say, 5 minutes, I think he's going to be in a very solid spot.
Yeah, we will have to see Vancouver Impact looking at this mid-tier 2, potentially looking for the mid-tier 3. They're going to be knocking at the door of this top-tier 1 very shortly as well, and the Drake as well, but Goombi could be in a precarious situation. Maybe he's caught someone out. Rise TP coming through. Root Hollow looking to do some damage, but the Scion TP on top of his head is going to be very scary. Goombi trying to do anything, going to be dismounted here. Marzipan going into the ultimate, but Root Hollow has not scaled yet. It's going to be a free kill over to the side of Vancouver Impact, and now they're going to look to get some control for this Drake. Scion going in, going unstoppable, going underneath the turret, getting the Q charged up. VIP Flex are able to take away the life of the Smolder, send it back to the fountain. Jinstro going to fall as well, and you have to now start asking, did they just end the game? They have the mid-wave here. They have the damage. It's a 2v5. Respawns here coming through from Goombi in 10 seconds. It looks like they're just going to take the tower, maybe take the inhibitor, but this Drake in 1 minute, it's calling their name. They're going to want to do it. It's just going to be the tower.
Man, that was such a clean play on the side of VIP, and it looks like they learned their lesson from, oh, hold up.
Vlad Ultimate going through, going unstoppable, looking for anything, but all of the recalls have been channeled. He's not going to find anyone here. The Drake now in 30 seconds. Silas stealing away the enemy blue buff. They're going to be able to get full vision control. Baron spawning in 20 seconds as well, so that's a point of contention. Perhaps some form of trade play is what the Bog Dogs are going to do here. But it's all up to this Smolder at this point. He needs the damage. He needs the break point. He needs probably 1 or 2 more items, and then he can start trying to take over this game.
I agree. And he does have the Black Cleaver.
Tangy could get caught out here. He's going to be pulled back by Goombi, trying to block the ultimate. Doesn't know it's not even online yet, but Scion trying to do anything. He's stalling as much time as he can. The Drake is going to get secured here. Flash ults out from the Scion, is going to be able to escape and land towards this tier 1. Going to farm the wave. Smolder now trying to look up to the top lane, trying not to give this Scion a base, trying not to give him an execute. Is Jinstro here now gonna look to give Root Hala the kill? Can they successfully do so? Can they do it in a reasonable time frame? Because the tier 2 bot tower is now falling. Root Hala needs a couple more autos, needs a couple more Qs. There we go. It's going to be a shutdown. Going to be 900 gold into the Smolder's pocket as we see Kled pushing the top wave. He has, I believe, it's just a few minions left. They're going to channel the recall now and try to defend the tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, trading all of top turret for all of bot, I mean, they had 1 turret bot, 2 turrets top. It was worth for the side of Bog Dogs, but they are still about 4, almost 5k deficit. So
Yeah,
they're
so
gonna have
much
to do
of that
something.
gold. So much of the gold is on the Hui. There's so much pressure on this Hui, on this Sylas, to execute the fight well. I mean, they have the Scion, they have the front line that they could, the best front line they could probably ask for realistically, and it's going to be up to the Smolder to see if he can get through the Scion and then onto the Hui with his Shen, with his Kled, as the Janna is going to be beside him. 175 stacks now onto the Smolder. He needs 50 more to get the break point. We'll see if he can do that before this Baron falls, and then hopefully, for his sake, before this Drake fight or even the Drake setup has to start coming through.
Yeah, I agree. And if he's able to get it between this next Drake, it should be fine. And they should be able to output a lot more damage. But right now, he also needs to look at levels.
Yeah, we will see, and it's the same story that we've seen twice this series already. Vancouver Impact stacking the Drakes, and now it's really hard for Bog Dogs to choose to drop even one because that soul is just worth so much gold, about 5,000 gold in value. As we see this ult coming through from the Scion, Smolder going to be able to dodge it. TP forced from the Clyde coming back to defend the base. Could be in some trouble here. It could be a Nexus angle. It could be a Cullen coming through from the Lucian. Smolder able to get out of there with his life. But now complete map control given over to Vancouver Impact.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's a tough lineup right now. Sylas has so much health. He has the stacks on that Medjai's. Hopefully he doesn't get that Medjai's curse. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
It's definitely possible. These shutdowns are looking very juicy for the Bog Dogs, and I think as we start to see some setup for this Drake in 2 minutes, we should listen in on the side of Vancouver Impact to see how they're going to shut down, or hear how they're going to shut down the Smolder, as Goombie is going to be able to use that Hullbreaker to great effect, taking down this mid-tier 2, opening up some more map for the side of Bog Dogs.
All right, let's tune in right now to Vancouver.
Say that louder next time, man. Say it with your chest.
It's 2 bot.
I want to walk into bot side. Although
I think we can.
we do need to keep an eye on Baron.
They don't.
Like I can ult anyone if you want to make an aggressive play. I'm strong.
I'm going in.
I got rid of his
Okay.
home guards.
I'm going for red. I'm going for red, guys.
Might take his wolves.
I'm gonna go top. I have TP.
Wait,
What the
oh,
fuck?
okay.
Oh, he just wants to do things.
Bro, I want to hit the Raptors.
What all are you going for next? Next fight?
Probably like Janna or Kled. Like, I think Janna is actually very good.
Oh yeah, I think so. If Kled comes in, we can just blow him away, huh?
Yeah. It's OP.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could blow Kled.
All
I
right,
can
and
control
we've
this.
got 40 seconds left before the Drake. Let's tune in to the other voice chat this time and see what the game plan is for this Drake as it's spawning. It's going to be the sole threat here for the side of Vancouver Impact.
Love for it.
You need help up? Should I art up?
I'm good right now. That's it. He's out. Alright, we can look.
I'm gonna run towards mid as
Oh,
well.
Quay is here. Ah, shit. Oh my god, that actually.
Oh, the whole team is here.
Yeah, they're all there.
Can we drag? Can we drag you and me, Matt? Ult us, ult
Yeah,
us.
let's
No, no.
try.
Oh, no, they're
Oh,
on it.
wow, wow, okay. We are just getting like fucked in macro right now.
All right, and that
That's
was
exactly.
a well-played sequence there on the side of Vancouver Impact, able to make the play, get the Drake, get the kills, and incredibly well played there. They're going to get the Baron, they're going to get the Soul, and the Smolder is not able to do enough.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I was thinking, okay, what's gonna happen? And they're just doing what they need to do to get the macro out there. This Scion is just so tanky, and Colette just barely finished getting the Black Cleaver, which might help him melt through that armor. And Smolder, if we check another check at Smolder stacks, he's almost there. 10 more stacks.
Yeah, so you know that's what the Bog Dogs are going to be trying to play for. It's a pretty late way to get to 225, but not able to take all the Raptor camps he wants. For example, Silas taking one away right now, so preventing that 6 stacks from going over to the Smolder. As we're in final fight territory here in the side of Bog Dogs, if they lose this, they're going to lose the Nexus, lose the series, and then maybe Flexer was right. They are going to diff the entire split. They're going to diff the entire division, and it's going to be up to Bog Dogs to try to find an answer in the playoffs. But it's not
Agreed.
time for that now. We've got time for one more fight. Wholegrain Man going to be taken down to about half health. He's going to have to find his way to the fountain. One inhibitor is falling here from the Bog Dogs. It's going to be a second in just a moment here. Top lane is safe for now. It's going to be a siege. It's going to be up to Smolder. Can he find the damage? Does he have the stacks? Where is the
One more
outplay?
stack.
Can they get shut
There's
down?
the stacks. There's the stack. We'll see if
Stacks
he's able
online.
to pull
Second
it off.
inhibitor also falling. Baron's siege coming through. It's not going to end in time. First Nexus turret down. The Bog Dogs have to do something, and it's amazing engage here by the way, getting the double man root, and the Smolder's already fallen. Gooby trying to do anything, trying to go in them, but the Scion able to peel off the Rise. No follow-up available for this Clad. It's going to be a clean ace. It's going to be a Rise standing in the fountain, but the second Nexus tower falling. Nexus is going to be getting hit, and this Rise, if he walks up, he will fall, but the Nexus falls first.
Ooh. So close. Yet so far.
All right, so that was an incredible series, an incredible game, but Vancouver Impact, after a slow start in game 1, able to pick up the speed, 46-minute first game, and then picking up the speed from there, 40-minute second game, 28-minute third game, barely leaving enough time for the Smolder to get online, able to clean it out very quickly, and we are going to move over for an interview with the side of Vancouver Impact Jr. in just one moment.
Too many
All right,
haters.
Pino, we are here with Vancouver Impact Jr. It was an incredible series. What would you say was the key to success?
Don't let that Smolder stack. No, I'm kidding. No, overall, you guys had a lot better macro than Bog Dogs that whole entire series. I saw you guys split pushing. I saw you guys setting up for every single objective. A lot of those team fights, when all of you guys were there, you guys were winning every single team fight. And the fights that you guys weren't winning was because there was always somebody late to the fight.
All right, Young Flexer, you were
Oh,
saying a
boy.
lot of smack. You had a lot of things to say before this series. Great to see and great to get the hype going. How does it feel now that you've backed up the talk, you've walked the walk, and you've taken down the favorites here, Bog Dogs from last split?
Respectfully, those players aren't better than us. I don't know why anyone ever doubted us. I mean, I said to everyone, I watched the VODs, I seen the gameplay. They're just not better than us. Feels great, you know. I hope to see my power rankings shoot up to #1 after that disgusting Way game. I remember seeing in Twitch chat, yeah, Rise undefeated, Rise 5-0. Yep, Rise 5-1 now. You know, just not good enough. It's fine.
I mean, you have a point. You have a great point in what you're stating here, because I mean that Rise did end up getting,
We know what happened to Rise. Yep.
All right. What are your guys' thoughts about their top laner? Like, how did top lane feel for you?
I told my team I just wasn't gonna die this last game, and we win.
That's the Scion mentality. I feel you there.
You know, our
But,
top lane, laner
there-
at the beginning of the game told us he might be down 70 to 100 CS, but end of the game he's up CS. I'm proud of him.
I mean that's all we can do as top laners, right?
Yeah, he's pretty good. The other guy, I think he beat me first 2 games, so not by a lot, but enough to make me feel bad.
Yeah, no, I was watching a lot of that top lane skirmishes, and I'm like, oh, I feel his pain. I feel how hurt you must be, because I'm a top lane main. So I see the 1v1 happening topside, and there's nothing your jungler can really do. There's nothing anybody else can do, and you gotta just suffer, right?
Yeah. Their top
Right.
laner did a good job. So
I've got one more
yeah.
question. Perhaps Pino has one after, but what was the strategy to reset after the first game? I mean, the lock, 20 kills, only 3 deaths. That was probably very challenging, but how did you reset? How did you go and get to the next game, win that one, and then pick up the series in game 3?
I mean, I'll go if no one else has anything. I mean,
Take it.
we knew we made a lot of mistakes. Oh, sorry, Wardy. You want to go?
No, you're good, bro.
We knew we made a lot of early game mistakes. You know, like there was a couple deaths we had on Vision, like bot side. Like we addressed everything. Like we knew we could win the game. We were still winning some of these fights. Like we were down a lot of gold. Lock was a problem. We didn't really track him properly. So it wasn't a situation where any of us felt like we were never able to win the game. Like it didn't feel like these guys are like drastically better than us. We just had a couple mistakes. Game went out of control. It is what it is. Zeri was able to scale. So I mean, we just went into a game 2. We knew we could win. We just kind of shook it off.
Makes a lot of sense, and I think that's going to be a mindset that's going to help you guys throughout the rest of this split and hopefully into the playoffs.
Now, my last question has to be, what are your guys' thought process in winning the whole entire tournament? Do you guys think you guys have a high chance? Do you guys think you guys are going to also get countered once they start VOD reviewing your guys' games and picking out your guys' mistakes? Like, what are your guys' thought process on what's going to happen?
No, we're absolutely gonna stick together and we're gonna win this thing. Or if they try to counter us, I'm sure we'll come up with something else to counter that. I mean, you saw the champ pools. They can try to ban us out, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. We got people here on this team that are great players, and I think we got this in the bag.
All right. Well, thank you guys for giving us a portion of your guys' time. Don't forget to check out the archives website And do you have anything else to say before we finish up the stream?
I just want to say to all the viewers, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around with us for the last few hours. Thank you to my producer, Big Buddha, able to help with the transitions, help with all of that. And then thank you to our players, Vancouver Impact Jr. Thank you to the Bog Dogs. It was an incredible series to watch, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you supporting. So thank you,
Flexer for
and have a good
MVP.
night.
Thank you. Thank you.
VP
GGs.
Flexer. GG's.
GG's.
Breaking through.